It's time for Clermont Northeastern Rockets football. Tonight from Clermont Northeastern High School, it's the Clermont Northeastern Rockets and the Blanchester Wildcats. For the second straight week, the Clermont Northeastern Rockets will play a team that played in the playoffs last year, and tonight it's the Williamsburg Wildcats, who are coming off a strong 41-27 win over the Goshen Warriors. The Rockets, of course, coming off a great win last week, 32-0 over Summit Country Day. With me tonight is Alex Cunningham, and Alex, the Rockets are going to have a little bit tougher time, I think, tonight with Blanchester.
That's right. Blanchester's a formidable team. They went on the road and beat a good Goshen team, and I think we'll see that tonight. We're going to see some athletes, and I think we're up for a fight tonight.
Well, the Clermont Northeastern Rockets playing their second consecutive home game of the second of three. They'll be playing Bethel Tate next week, I should say. And before the game, Alex Cunningham spoke with Rockets offensive coordinator Bob Farrell.
I'm here with Bob Farrell, the Clermont Northeastern Rockets offensive coordinator. He's in his third year on staff with the Rockets. Coach Farrell, it's good to have you.
Thanks, Alex. Great to be here. Just want to kind of point out that the job that you and Jeff are doing, I'm sure that the Rocket community at large really appreciates it. I've heard lots of good things about the telecast.
I appreciate it. I think, Jeff and I met each other about 15 minutes before we went live last week. It was the first time we set eyes on one another. But it worked out really well. I think our expectations were exceeded, and I appreciate that. And I think we've got some improvements for this week too. So hopefully it works out for everyone. We're doing the best we can to bring folks a quality presentation of our team. Well, Coach, if you could give us a little background about yourself. You said you knew Jeff. How do you find yourself on the CNE staff?
Yeah, I graduated from CNE back in '77. That's quite a long time ago. I often get a hard time from the staff and players about being 60-plus years old. I get the question, did we have leather helmets back then, or did we have face masks? So yeah, we did have face masks. We had regular helmets. I was quarterback on a team from 73 through 77. We had a league championship in there during that time. Played with just a great group of guys, so many good friends over the years. I wanted to always get into coaching a little bit. I had the opportunity when I started working for myself from home, and I decided, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give it 2 years. I'll volunteer and see if CNE is interested in a quarterback's coach. I was brought on 3 years ago, like I said. After 2 years, I decided, well, I'm enjoying myself. I seem to not be screwing things up too bad, so I'll give it another year. I was asked this year to take over the offense, and I'm happy to do so. Great group of guys, and I'm just going to kind of go year to year from here out. But I'm enjoying it, and it's been a really good move for me.
Well, that's great, and it's definitely good to have a broad spectrum of folks on the staff. You don't want everybody from necessarily the same demographic. It's good to have different perspectives in a lot of ways. So we're glad that you're here. Last week was a successful week, I'd say, all around for the Rockets. You want to give me a quick summary of what your thoughts were from week one?
Yeah, it was. We played a very clean game. If you look back, I think we might have had 2 or 3 penalties. We've got to continue to do that. That was something that was we were very happy with as a staff. I think the other thing we were happy with was we're really sure about some of the contributors. A lot of first-year players, even maybe some juniors who didn't get a lot of playing time in the past years, some freshmen who we were counting on this year, and by and large, the line stepped up. Those new players in the line, some new players that were not necessarily new to the team, but playing new positions, such as some linemen, some freshmen, a freshman running back, freshman center, a sophomore center rather. I think we were all very happy with the contribution we got from some players that hadn't seen much action up until last week. So a very pleasant surprise there. And of course, the players we were counting on to step up, the senior leadership did so in a big way. So as a staff, we were very happy with the outcome.
That's great. I'd say, the way you summarize it as well, the kids that you knew what you could count on, you got the expected results from them, and then had some pleasant surprises. Even a freshman scoring a touchdown was a pretty interesting thing. Jeff and I got a chuckle out of that. That's a big way to open your high school career, score on your first night. Well, as we transition to week 2, and you've got Blanchester. They beat Goshen last week. You have a quick scouting report for us? Your thoughts are on Blanchester?
Well, just kind of based on what I've seen the last couple of years from Blanchester and the little film we do have on them this year, it looks like once again they're a very athletic team, well coached. They've got some players on both sides of the ball. We're going to definitely have our hands full on offense, on defense as well. They've got a lot of playmakers, so I think we've got some too. So, we'll see how we stack up, I think, Friday night.
You think we're going to see a lot of scores this week?
Well, I hope we score a lot.
I hope we score a lot as well. It'd be sweet to hang 32 on the board. So looking at your team and how they match against Blanchester, if you could identify a key for success or two, some things that we could look at that would put the game in our favor?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to really see the number. I could be wrong, but I think we've got to sustain more drives this week. We've got to get our running game. We've got to. I thought we did well last week, but we've got to step that up even more this week. We've got our line play is going to be huge, and again, looking at our skill position guys, just making some plays. They did that very well last week. We've got to do that on a consistent basis. We took care of the ball pretty well last week. Again, that's a big key for any team, and we're no exception there. So, if we can make the most out of every possession, we'll give ourselves a chance. I'm optimistic about what I think we can do. Now, whether or not we execute that, and whether or not we make the right calls and do all the little things, I guess we'll find out. But that's what we've been working on all week, and we've had a pretty good week of practice. So I think as a staff, we're excited by where we are.
All right. Well, I think the community as a whole is looking forward to seeing what we can do this week. I know I'm looking forward to watching the game. Hopefully we see the Rockets come out and execute and have a successful week. Well, Coach Farrell, do you have anything you want to say before we part ways?
No, I just again, it's a very difficult year for the parents and the family of the players who don't get to see the games in person a lot of times. We don't know week to week if it's our last game for a while, so we're just going to try to enjoy every bit of it and take it game by game and hopefully put on a good show for the telecast and for the people in the stands. And again, what you and Jeff and Dave Colwell for stepping up and making this these telecasts possible. Can't say enough about it. So we're all very happy about that, and I'm sure that you've heard a lot of good things from the community at large.
We definitely have, and the time we're putting into it's definitely worth it, and I think we're definitely seeing some return on our investment. Well, Coach Farrell, I appreciate your time, and we'll send it back to the booth.
Okay, thank you, Alex.
All right, that was Rockets offensive coordinator Bob Farrell. Alex Cunningham also caught up with John Mulvihill, the head coach of the Blanchester Wildcats.
I'm here with Coach John Mulvihill. He's in his second year as the head coach for the Blanchester Wildcats. Coach Mulvihill, I appreciate you taking the time to do this for us.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, Coach, it's been a unique offseason. We're still in the midst of a unique season. Could you give us a little backstory? What have you guys been doing over the course of the offseason to prepare?
Once we got the go-ahead and everything be all clear, we started doing our workouts. A little non-traditional considering we're not able to get into the weight room and do that stuff. So we've been doing a lot of body weight stuff, a lot of footwork stuff, calisthenics and plyometrics. And so we ought to be in better shape than we have been in the past. We cramped up pretty bad last week, but it's not supposed to be as hot or humid this week. So hopefully that's not an issue for us.
You mentioned last week you had a victory over Goshen. You traveled to Goshen to do that. You want to give us a quick rundown of last week's game?
We started out pretty hot. It was 27-0 before Goshen could get on the board. And we threw some things at them that they weren't expecting, I think. And so we won't have that element of surprise this week against CNE. So they've seen it on film. So we'll just have to execute this week.
You get scouting reports will be a little different. Both teams, I think, last week, everybody in week one was such a short off season. Scouting reports were definitely short. As we get familiar with your team, for our folks viewing from home, who should they look for on the field to be contributors for the Wildcats?
I mean, we've got a solid offensive line. Everybody from last year is returning. We lost Christian Stubbs off the offensive line from last year, but the majority of the guys that are on the line this year played last year at some position. And Colt Conover was our quarterback last year. He's playing wing this year. Gage Houston played running back for us last year. He's running back again this year. I've got some new receivers in the fold. Bryce Hanlander had a big week last week. 6 catches, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Braden Sipple slinging the rock back there, quarterback. He's pretty impressive athlete himself.
He's pretty good on the basketball floor as well.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah. Would you say you last week, CNE had a freshman that scored on our first touchdown of the season was a freshman. Did you have anybody last week that kind of surprised you as a contributor on your team?
Bryce Highlander hasn't played since 6th or 7th grade, and it's his senior season. Wanted to come out and give it one last go, and had 6 catches for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'd say that's pretty solid first game back.
That's pretty solid. He knocked the rust off in a hurry, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as we look for you this week against CNE, what would be some keys to success for Blanchester? If you can achieve some things, you'd feel good about success for your team this week.
Tomorrow, obviously, we need to take care of the football. Turnovers are bad for us, bad for any team. Penalties, we got to keep them down. If we can do those 2 things, I feel pretty good. Defensively, CNE showed the ability to throw the ball down the field, which we struggled defending last week against Goshen, so we have to shore that up. For our offense to succeed, we have to complete passes.
All right. Well, Coach Mulvihill, I really appreciate it. You've been a Blanchester guy for a long time. You're a Blanchester graduate. You've been on staff since 2005. So I'm sure that the success of Blanchester is something you feel deeply. Anything you want to say to the folks watching at home before we end things?
Blanchester's been my home for a long time. I hope it's my home for a long time in the future. I love this town, and I love the people in it, and I love these boys just like they're my own. So always say go blue.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, Coach Mulvihill, and good luck to you tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome back, everyone. Alex Cunningham here with you. As you might notice, we've got a little bit of an upgrade on our video department this evening. I've got my brother-in-law, Brian Benjamin's on the field with me. Brian's on the chain gang. We're zooming in over there on him. He's going through some pregame with the officials. Brian, last week things were a little bit odd in the way it worked with the ball and everything. Do you think we're going to be sorted out a little better this week?
Yeah, I have a feeling things are going to go fast-paced out here this week. Especially with that number 2 QB from Blanchester this week.
He moves pretty quick. And as a whole, is Blanchester pretty excited over there?
Yeah, they're pumped up, ready to go. They're as a team, they're coming in and getting everyone riled up.
So the last question I had, I didn't get to see Coach Mulvihill that close earlier. How good is that mullet?
It's probably a 10 out of a 10, maybe 11 out of a 10.
It's a good haircut.
It's a good mullet.
All right, Brian, I appreciate your time. Hopefully we can check in with you guys a little later in the game.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Back to you, Jeff.
All right, the Clermont Northeastern Rockets are on the field. Looks like they will be, well, it looked like they were going to be receiving. And I think they are. Dropping back deep to receive will be Chris Jenkins, as we're awaiting the arrival of the Blanchester Wildcats on the field.
We still have 4:20 on the clock, Jeff.
Okay. These two, well, yeah, they're out there kind of early. But anyway, these two teams got together last year at Blanchester. Blanchester defeated Northeastern 19-7. Last year, the Wildcats were 6-4. They did go to the playoffs As I mentioned earlier, they lost 35-3 to Taft in the playoffs last season, so their total record was 6-5, but they are an extremely tough team, and they came off that big win against Goshen last week. And I was watching some plays that they showed. It looks like Goshen has AstroTurf. And
Goshen does have a new
incredible-looking field.
Yeah, that stadium, I think they call it Jim Brown Stadium over there. It's one of the better stadiums in the league.
Yeah, I thought they were playing somewhere other than Goshen when I saw the field. I thought they were playing maybe on a college.
No, when
field.
I was talking with Coach Mulvihill, he actually told me that game, I believe, was originally scheduled to be played at Blanchester, but because Goshen's got a little bit bigger stadium, in order to give the fans more chance to be there and have a little increased seating capacity, they chose to take that game on the road to Goshen, just to give more folks a chance to view things live, because with our current state, things are set by stadium capacity. So Blanchester chose to go on the road for that game. Folks might note the uniforms for the Rockets this week again. Those are being supplied by the National Guard. The Ohio National Guard actually provided those uniforms. They'll be on a different team next week. They travel through the state. So Rockets are 2 weeks in a row. They're the first and second team to wear those uniforms.
Well, it looks like the Rockets' toughest games are being played earlier in this season, and this game tonight I think is a big test for Clermont Northeastern to see how good they are or aren't.
Against a perennial playoff team, there is no doubt about that. This is a team that has played football at a high level for a long time. Kind of an odd scene out here on the field right now, Jeff. I guess the Rockets are ready to go.
Yeah, the Rockets went out. We're ready to kick this thing off, but it was like you say, about 5 minutes too soon, and now we're waiting for the Wildcats, who are waiting over there on their sideline, I think, for the clock to wind down. We've got about 2 minutes before we get it underway.
We had mentioned, again, on the National Guard, the Rockets tonight, over our PA system, it mentioned that they had an honorary captain tonight. That was Tyler Kozlowski, who was a 2009 graduate of Clermont Northeastern. He was a running back and defensive tackle at the time for head coach Charlie Carpenter. He's a staff sergeant now, and he's served in various units in the United States Marine Corps from 2010 to 2020. He's had numerous deployments with the 2nd Battalion, the 2nd Marines, the 2nd Marine Division out of Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. He was the chief scout and platoon sergeant in the scout sniper platoon. And he and his wife Heather is also a Clermont Northeastern graduate. They have 3 children. They live in Amelia. He served as our honorary captain tonight. Looks like we're lining up, Jeff.
Well, they send Podorf and Jenkins back deep. Kicking off for the Blanchester Wildcats is Bryce Sipple. He's a freshman. Brother of Braden Sipple, the quarterback for Blanchester. We have 12 minutes showing on the clock, and we're ready to get it underway from Clermont Northeastern. Second game of the year. As I said, the Rockets 1-0 under their new head coach, and trying to make it number 2, and they've got a tall order tonight.
He took his first victory last week on his 40th birthday, Jeff.
Well, there you go. Low kick, fielded by one of the front men off his front foot. He'll pick it up. And then goes straight up the middle, and he's caught by the last man at about the 45-yard line. That was Podorf on the return.
That's number 7, Eamon Frump for Blanchester on the tackle.
So they'll start it at their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10. The starters for Clermont Northeastern, Mason Butler as the center. The guards are J.J. Stricker and Hayden Mattis. The tackles are Steve Norton and Hunter Vyers. Receivers are Logan Podorf, Damian Kistler, Chris Jenkins, and Jake Mott. Andrew McIntosh, the freshman in the backfield, behind the quarterback Landon Amon.
Last week the Rockets came out and struck deep right away.
So they come up for their first play. We'll set the Blanchester defense in a moment. McIntosh, the lone back behind Amon. And the first play is pitched back to Jenkins around the left side, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard, if that. So it'll be 2nd down at about 10. Landon Amon last week was 14 of 21. He threw for 244 yards and 4 touchdowns. So they really got things going. McIntosh, who is in the backfield, had 50 of the Rockets' 74 yards in his first game as a freshman.
Sophomore Ty Goodwin for Blanchester on that tackle, Jeff.
Looks like Jenkins and Podworth. Kind of wide to the right as Amon drops back and throws over the middle, and it's tipped and incomplete. Kistler was one of the guys on the near side.
His target was Chris Jenkins there, just a touch high.
So quickly, it's third down and a little more than 10. Rockets last week got to kind of pay attention because they come up quickly to the line sometimes. As Kistler now comes out wide to the right side, Damian Kistler. Looks like Podorf in the slot, but it's tough to see the numbers again this week.
I'll be ready for that sun to go behind the trees.
Amon throws to the near side. It is complete to Jenkins. Gets away from the first tackler, and then he's up to midfield. Shy of the first down, but a penalty marker is down. Jenkins was there. Jacob Ham on the tackle. He's going to be shy of the first down, but we'll see what the penalty is. Blanchester was penalized 10 times last week for 75 yards. And it's going to be
personal foul.
Personal foul against Blanchester. That's going to give Clermont Northeastern Rockets their first down of the night.
You know, I think the coaches for Clermont Northeastern, now that's just a few plays into the game so far, but when you look at last week, it showed some discipline. We were really on the positive side of the penalty situation last week. Summit was penalized heavily, and Northeastern might have had a few minor procedural penalties, but there were no personal fouls or anything of that nature. It's something the coaching staff can be proud of.
Well, they've come out throwing on their first 3 downs. 2 men in the I formation behind Amon on this first down play from about the 33-yard line or so. Pitch back to McIntosh, and he is hit and stumbles forward for maybe a yard or 2.
Number 23 for the...
Yep, Blake Richard, number 23, gets up off the bottom of the pile for Blanchester. Call out about a yard gain, second down and 9.
Making a second 9.
I'd like to thank the school for deciding to step up on this video equipment, Jeff. I think folks will notice we've got a little increase in our camera quality. For those folks watching at home, the school district bought us a pan tilt zoom camera that I think is doing a pretty good job. We'll be fighting for the sun for a little bit.
Podorf goes wide left, Kistler wide right. Amon out of the shotgun, tosses it toward Jenkins, and it's incomplete.
Coverage there by Blake Richard for Blanchester, number 23.
He got there about the time the ball did. So now it's third down, and again, long for CNE, 3rd and 9.
3rd down and 9 for the Rockets.
In the first quarter, 9:53 left, no score, just underway, the Rockets' first drive. I'd like to welcome all of you who are tuning into our CNE RocketCast YouTube channel. And if you want to see it again, you can tune in anytime and it'll be there.
Correct.
Amon again out of the shotgun on the 3rd and 9. Some movement.
I think he drew him across with a hard
And
count.
we'll have to see. I didn't see anybody move for Northeastern. That is going to be a penalty against Blanchester.
It'll still be 3rd down here, but it'll be a much more achievable 3rd down, about a 3rd and a long 4.
So the Rockets pretty much stay in their formation as they move it up and they're ready to go. Amon trotted over to have a word with Bob Farrell, and now he's back over and calls him back into the huddle. And now a penalty marker, and it's what, going to be delay of game?
So this is going to be, okay, so.
Motion.
So the center carries the ball to the line of scrimmage in the new rules. And he went up there with it. They went to re-huddle, and he took the ball back with him, and he gets called for an illegal procedure. So he gives back the 5 yards. Whatever.
There's something that's not right about that.
Yeah,
there's something that's not right about that.
Correct.
But anyway, 3rd down and 9.
Let's do it again.
That's back where we started. High snap. Amon corrals it and looks over to the swing pass. He's caught over to the sideline, and it's going to be a first down.
It looks like Jake Mott on that catch, Jeff. That's a nice play by quarterback Landon Amon.
So another big first down for Clermont Northeastern, their first earned first down of the night, their second of this drive. And we're doing just what Bob Farrell, the offensive coordinator, wanted to do, get a sustained drive going. And they have had some help with some penalties, but it is what it is. And that was a good pass for the first down.
We're getting a little rhythm there. Let's see him put it in. So are they in the does that put them inside the red zone, Jeff?
It looks like it's just outside the red zone at about the 22 or 23-yard line. Handoff to McIntosh, and he is swarmed under on the left side of that line for Blanchester. Cody Kidd and Brady Phillips over there. So second down and about 13. I think Northeastern would do themselves well if they could get some positive yardage on first down a couple of times.
They've been putting themselves in a hole nearly every first down so far. They've seen double sticks about 3 times so far.
$8:50 left to go in the first quarter. This drive going on 4 minutes. As Amon fakes the handoff, and now he's going to go deep. Kistler's down there, and it's tipped off his hands and incomplete. There on the coverage looked like Brady Phillips down there.
We hadn't said Damian Kistler's name yet, and it seems like he's involved in a lot of exciting plays.
So now it's 3rd and 13.
I'd say we're going to go to the air again here.
Kistler caught that 60-yard touchdown pass last week.
It was an exciting catch, too. I missed it on the camera, but he had it about 3 times in and out of his hands and pulled it in and scored.
Again out of the shotgun, Amon looking over the middle. Has to come out of the pocket, going to be grabbed from behind, gets away, still has it, and now he's going to be wrestled down, or is he? Now he finally is. Didn't want to go down.
Hunter Byers, number 99, on that play had a chance to make that thing last a little bit longer. Amon was getting run down, and Hunter picked up a block on the end there to give him a chance.
Kason Allison gets up off the bottom of the pile for Blanchester.
Looks like this penalty may be an illegal block in the back on the Rockets. The referees are conferring. We've got a Wildcat down. That's number 23 for them. That's Blake Richard, who's a senior.
It's going to be a personal foul penalty against
Personal
the
foul against the Rockets. So that'll march him way back.
Still going to be third down. Did we drop our video signal? Looks like our video froze up here. You're going to have to bear with us. Let's see if we can get back to it. Uh-oh. Jeff, we're going to do audio only for a minute.
Okay.
Number 1, Landon Amon's pass is complete to number 13, Damian Kistler. On the coverage was number 7, Adam Crump. Gain was good enough for a first down, Rockets.
We got our feedback.
It's a snap and looks and throws, and it's incomplete.
Landon Amon's pass intended for number 10.
Trying to get it to Jake Mott, and it's incomplete. And now it's
On the coverage,
second down and 10. They can get to about the 1 yard line or so for a first down.
I'd like to see the Rockets try to run the ball here.
I think they've ran it once so far tonight.
Let's get this thing short yardage, and that'll give them some options on third down, hopefully. But we'll see what they do here. They're going to split 4 wide.
Pottorf goes wide left. Mott is in the slot left.
McIntosh, the only running back.
As they throw to Kistler, oh, way over his head. That was a
laser.
Quick pass, a laser beam, incomplete.
I'd say just about no doubt here the Rockets will be in 4-down territory. Their normal place kicker is not with them this week. I'd say that Coach Thompson and Coach Farrell would like to see 6 go on that board.
Well, again, Mott slot left, Podorf out wide right, Kirsten wide right with Jenkins in the slot on the right. 4 wide receivers. Amon to throw, and it's knocked down.
It's number 23, Blake Richard. Well defended play.
It looked like Kistler might have been open had the ball been thrown a little higher.
If he'd have put a little under it, he had a chance, and if he'd have looked left, Logan Podorf was going to the corner of that pylon and had a pretty legitimate chance on that ball. So we have a timeout for the Rockets as they're going to come up with a strategy here. Let's take a look at what's our upcoming schedule for the Rockets. Again, we mentioned that this week we're going to be playing Blanchester. Next week we have Bethel Tate here at home against the Rockets. Then we travel to Fayetteville and then East Clinton. We were fortunate. Mr. Caldwell gave us some photographs of our teams this year, so I'm going to go ahead and scroll those, and then we'll come back to the action.
Did we get All right, 7:19 left to go first quarter. Clermont Northeastern knocking on the door, but it is 4th down and 10. They can get a first down, but it would be right at the goal line if they did. Amon again out of the shotgun. McIntosh next to him, mainly for blocking. Fakes, pumps, and now goes to the corner. It's going to be caught for the touchdown.
Yep, that's Logan Podorf. Yep, I don't want to say I saw it, but that same play was there last time. Somebody on top of us in the box saw that. That was there. The last play that was there here. That's a good call by the Rockets offensive staff, and a well executed by the Rockets as well.
Well, almost a 5-minute drive in the first quarter results in a Clermont Northeastern touchdown, an 11-yard pass from Landon Amon to Logan Podorf. And now they will be attempting the 2-point conversion. Rockets kicker Jared Glancy is attending his sister's wedding this evening, and he is not with the team.
Looks like we're going to have an illegal substitution here. They broke the huddle with 12.
Got an illegal substitution on the Rockets. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty and retry the 2-point conversion.
Making an 8-yard try for the 2-point, and I think they're still going to do the same plan.
So 6-0 Clermont Northeastern.
Now they're going to set it up.
And now they will be kicking.
So who's our kicker? It's going to be Chris Jenkins attempting it for the Rockets. It looks like Landon Amon's going to hold.
Maybe watch the trick play here.
Here it is.
Well, they knocked it down. Jenkins picks it up, runs to the right side. He's not going to get in.
That's well covered by number 12 of Blanchester, who's not on the roster.
So the Clermont Northeastern Rockets draw first blood on a well-sustained 5-minute drive that culminates with an 11-yard pass from Amon to Podorf, his 3rd touchdown of the year for Podorf. And the Rockets will go on defense for the first time tonight, and this is where the game's going to be won, I think, on the Northeastern Rocket defense.
I'm quite interested to see what the Rockets defensive team can do against a high-powered Blanchester offense. I'd say when you really look at it, though, that first drive, there was some hits and misses there, but the Rockets have to be happy to come out and score on their first drive and do it in a sustained fashion, nearly take half the first quarter. If you look at what Coach Farrell said in our pregame, that's really what he wanted to see is a sustained drive. They got creative. That timeout was a well-used timeout. Read the defense and did something with it.
Lining up to kick off for your
Well,
Rockets.
Blanchester
Chris Jenkins.
will be receiving the kick.
Back deep on the near side, number 12, Trenton Kazeka. And number 23 on the Blanchester
Trenton
side,
Kazeka is
Blazer
back.
Richards.
And also number 23, Blake Richard. As the ball is kicked, and Richard will let it bounce and now pick it up and return it to the 20, the 25, and now he's hitting and dragging
Blake
people
Richard with the return.
up near the 35-yard line. It'll be about the 34, and that's where Blanchester will start
But
things.
the
First down and 10.
39, Carter
Blanchester
Ford.
offense has Cody Kidd at center. The guards are Brady Phillips and Nate Coyle. The tackles, Ty Goodwin and Chasen Allison. They run 4 wide receivers as well. Trenton Kazeka, Bryce Highlander, Adam Frump, and Colt Conover. Gage Houston is the running back. Braden
Wildcats have the ball
Sipple
first and
is
10
the
from
quarterback.
4-yard line.
As I mentioned earlier, Sipple threw for 333 yards last week with 4 touchdowns. Total offense for Blanchester last week, 450 yards.
It's an impressive day.
Yes, it was.
Conover in motion.
41 points. Sipple on the first play swings it out to Conover. Colt Conover with a reception, breaking tackles across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Going to be about a yard shy of the first down. That is a second down and 1. About a 9-yard swing pass on first down.
That was Angus King on the tackle for the Rockets. A couple kids had a chance at that, but Angus King finally brought him down.
Northeastern's defense has King as a defensive end, J.J. Stricker, Jacob Graber, Logan Podorf, and Hayden Mattis on the line. Secondary is going to be tested tonight, I've got the feeling. Sipple gives the ball off to the Houston, the fullback, and he's got a first down.
And off to number 21, Gage Houston. Brought down by number 3, Keegan Braun.
Keegan Braun for the Rockets, a senior on that tackle.
Well, if the first 2 plays are any indication, this could be a long night.
We break into Rockets territory on that run. 49-yard line.
First and 10. Sipple, low snap again to Houston, and again drives it forward all the way to the 40-yard
That's
line.
number 21, Gage
Number
Houston.
43, Jacob Graber on that tackle.
Jacob Graber.
He's a junior for the Rockets, but not before they gain about 8 yards on the play.
The linebackers for Clermont Northeastern, Hayden Mattis, Andrew McIntosh, and Keegan Brown. And in the secondary, Jake Mott, Landon Amon, Chris Jenkins, and Landon Krager. 5:38 left to go first quarter. Blanchester with a second down and a long one. Sipple throws, and it is complete.
Braden Sipple pass is complete.
Number
to
12.
12. Trenton Kazeka brought down by number 10, Jake Mott.
Trayton Jacob. We've got a little bit of a roster area there. That's Trayton Jacob on the reception for Blanchester.
So another first down. That is the third first down as Sipple throws to the right side, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Highlander out on the right side. Bryce Highlander, he had 2 touchdowns last week.
And number 3, Keegan Braun.
He's one of those that Coach Mulvihill brought up. He hasn't played football in several years. They had 5 seniors this year came out that hadn't played in previous years, and he's one of the ones that they're counting on to contribute for the Wildcats.
Well, he had 5 catches last week for 108 yards. He had a 31-yard touchdown pass catch and a 40-yard. 5 minutes exactly. Second down and 10 on the incomplete pass. Sipple hands it off to Houston. And he is again
And off to number 21, Houston.
running for yardage.
69, Hunter Mattis.
Along with
Hayden Mattis for the Rockets on the tackle. Looks like he picked up 4.
So 3rd and 6. This is the worst position, I guess you would say, that Blanchester has been in on this 3rd down. But again, I would imagine they would even go for it if they didn't get it here.
I'd say you're in 4-down territory here for a team.
The way they've been moving the football.
It'd be a long field goal, and I can't imagine that Coach Mulvihill wants to punt. They split 3 right.
And again, Houston with the ball, but that time he's hit and driven down.
That's a heck of a play by number 99, Hunter Vyers, for the Rockets. That's a really good play for Hunter Vyers there. He read that out and stuffed it to make it 4th and 5.
Well, they needed that. Now we can get one more big play.
Hunter Vyers is one of those that the coaching staff call him a consummate teammate. He's one that moved from a fullback position to an offensive line position, stepping it up on defense as well. That's a really good play by him tonight.
So here it is, 4th down, about 6. Frump and Highlander go wide to the right side. Layden Sipple takes a snap, rolls to the right, looks downfield, throws, wide open receiver Frump with a catch at about the 10-yard line, and that's the 1st down.
Looks like number 12, Landon Krieger. Landon Krieger's a freshman on that play, but not before the Wildcats gain a 1st down.
Well, we said it was a high-powered offense. This is no surprise. So the Wildcats come back up to the line. Layden Sipple, 6'4", 175-pound senior at quarterback. Throws to the left side, and it's incomplete.
He's defended there by Chris Jenkins. I don't think we're going to see the Wildcats go under traditional center very much tonight. I think they've been in the shotgun every play so far, Jeff.
Sipple didn't play last year. He was concentrating on basketball. He's an outstanding shooting guard for the Blanchester Wildcats basketball team, being recruited by some top teams, no less than the Kentucky Wildcats. Gets it. Sipple rolls to the left. He will keep it himself, and he'll be knocked out of bounds.
Braden Sipple with the keeper.
Braden Sipple.
Brought down by number 3, Keegan Braun.
Keegan Braun defending that for the Rockets. Gains probably 4.5 yards there, Jeff.
It's going to make it a 3rd down and 3.
3rd down and a long 3, and the ball is resting at about the 10-yard line. If they get it to about the 5 or so, they can get a 1st down before taking it in.
2:15 left in the quarter. I'll be glad if it goes to the other end of the field. I don't know about you, Jeff. It's tough to see down here. We're going to split 4 wide again.
Imagine trying to catch a football in that sun.
Man.
Sipple looks and throws. It is caught.
Oh,
there.
man.
Was it caught? Yes,
it was caught.
Frump with a catch.
So it was deflected, and it was caught on the deflection by number 7, Adam Frump, who's a junior.
So Frump with 2 big catches on that drive.
I apologize to folks. I'm zoomed in a little tight on that. We're fighting the sun. I missed that touchdown for the Wildcats, but we've got some glare going on. It looks like are they going to kick this?
Well, their kicker is Byron Bandow. He was 3 of 4 last week kicking.
Coach Mulvihill's talking to Braden Sipple on the sideline. It appears that they're going to go for 2 here. We're going to need to burn a timeout on an extra point.
Timeout called.
Well, talking about Sipple, he, as I said, plays basketball at Kentucky Wildcats. He went down to Lexington and took a look at them, and they took a look at him. Also, the Miami Redhawks and the Northern Kentucky University Norse are talking to him, wanting his basketball services.
It's not very often that you see an athlete from the Southern Buckeye get a chance to have looks from a Division I program, but I think he's probably a Division I talent.
Hey, should he play at Kentucky, I might even break down and watch some Kentucky games. Not a big Wildcat fan.
You know, it's weird how this part of the state, there's so many people that have family from Kentucky and it came across the river in the 50s and 60s, and I think there's more Wildcat fans in Cincinnati than there are Ohio State Buckeye fans. blows
I
me
really
away.
have nothing against the Wildcats. I just kind of get tired of hearing it.
Go Cats.
It's kind of like those Steeler fans and Cubs fans. So it's 6-6 the score, and the score comes with 1:49 left in the first quarter.
Sipple rolls right.
And they are.
Looks like he converts it. Yes, he does.
Colt Conover takes it in for the 2-point conversion.
That makes your score, Wildcats 8,
So-
Rockets 6.
Blanchester takes the lead 8-6 with 1:49 left to go
We're
in the
proud
first
to partner
quarter.
with Mercy Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. to take
Colt
care of
Conover
our
is one of those that,
high school
again, was
orthopedics
brought up by
and
Coach
healthcare
Mulvihill.
needs.
He's a kid that last year for him was their pistol quarterback. But the year before that, he was a guard. The year before that, he was a running back, and he's back to running back this year. So as we go back and we look at some of our schedules coming up, our volleyball team's going to be in action on Tuesday, September 8th. They're going to be at home versus Bethel Tate. And then again on Thursday, they're going to travel to Williamsburg. Our volleyball team has been a team for the school. You know, Jeff, we're 2 years in a row. Clermont Northeastern has won the all-sports trophy for our division of Southern Buckeye. These 2 years are the first 2 years we've ever done it, and to do it 2 years in a row, our fall sports have been pretty good to us in that we start the year off right. Our golf programs are strong, our tennis programs, and volleyball. Football for the last several years has been very competitive, so we've started the year off right with the all-sports trophies and done it 2 years in a row, and I know that's something that Mr. Caldwell has mentioned he'd like to see happen again for the Rockets.
Well, Bryce Sipple, the freshman, will again kick off for Blanchester.
Interested to see if this is another low kicker, if he's going to put some air under it.
Another low kick. Dropped and picked up. Having a little bit of trouble finding the handle. And no return virtually at all.
Covered by Blanchester by number 23, Blake Richard.
That was
We have
Chris
a penalty
Jenkins.
on the play.
That was Chris Jenkins on the return, and we'll see what they're talking about. Penalty marker is down.
It's going to be against the Rockets.
Isn't that unsportsmanlike?
No. Looks like we got an illegal block on the Rockets.
Personal foul,
Oh,
that's
it
what I
was.
thought.
15, man.
Yeah, another 15. That's the second time that they've gotten the personal foul called.
Last week they had none. This week that's 2. I'd say that's something that Coach Thompson is going to address with his troops at halftime.
So first down and 25. No, first and 10. It'll be first and 10. They mark it back so they can get to the 21, so that's the good news. At about their own 10, they'll start this drive. Heyman looking downfield, throws, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Houston. And he is to the 10 to the 4-yard line before he's swarmed under. That's the first interception of the year of Landon Heyman. And it sets the Wildcats right up near the goal line.
We have a Rocket down. While the trainers attend to them, we're going to step away for just a minute.
All right, welcome back to Clermont Northeastern. Gage Houston with the interception, so the ball will be set up first and goal for the Blanchester Wildcats.
Chris Jenkins went down for a few minutes there. He's walking off the field under his own power, so we hope to see him back on the field very soon. I think that Chris Jenkins was the receiver that Landon Amon was trying to target on that play.
Boy, this is the second week in a row we've had a bright sun.
21, Houston.
Houston with the call, and does he get in?
He's short.
Down to about the 1.
It's like number 43.
Jacob Graber
on the tackle.
is in on the tackle for the Rockets. About the 1.5 or 2 yard line to be second down as the clock rolls. We've got about 1:20 left in the first quarter.
So Houston lines up behind Sipple in the backfield. Frump out wide to the right side in the slot. As the handoff goes to Houston.
Number 21, Houston with the carry.
Going to be short again. Nope.
Is he in?
No gain, brought down by number 69.
I don't see an indication.
Side judge indicated a touchdown there.
No, they called the officials called timeout. I guess they're going to talk about it.
I think one of the officials marked it down, and the other official marked it as a touchdown.
.51 seconds left to go in the quarter.
They're going to adjust the clock to
Blanchester.
59 seconds.
Well, the yard line marker looks to be at about the 5 yard line. It's not as close to the goal line as I had thought it was.
Sipple's pass is complete to number 9, Logan Heitzman. So apparently that was a touchdown on the run that we thought was short, and then the 2-point conversion was good.
So we had some major confusion there. So on a previous play, one of the officials had marked it down. The other official had marked it as a touchdown. So they had actually scored on the previous play.
Okay, that
and what
makes
we
sense
just had
why-
was a 2-point conversion.
Yes,
That's why the
exactly.
referee had us reset the clock to an untimed down.
And that's why they had first down on the yard marker.
The
over
head
there.
referee did not mark that as a he didn't indicate the touchdown, so the booth thought that it was still a
I
time
never
down.
did see a touchdown indication.
Okay,
At least not. But anyway, here we go. Northeastern to get the ball back. It'll be fielded at about the 10-yard line. I think that's Jenkins on the return, and he's
good to see Jenkins back
hammered
on the
by
field.
Frump. Frump was the guy that came up on the tackle for Blanchester. So Northeastern with a little bit of a return, and it'll be 1st and 10 from just inside the 30.
That is Nate Coyle.
We're having just occasional video issues here, Jeff. Again, I appreciate the school for getting us a new camera. I'm working through it live here and had a few little issues with it, but I think we're getting it worked out for the most part, so we appreciate folks bearing with us as we work with this new stuff.
Heyman rolling to the right side, looking down the field, trying to get to Kistler, and he does. Across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. There on the tackle was Jacob Ham, the left corner. And that's the first down for Clermont Northeastern.
I think that's their first down on a first down. It's a good way to start it.
Well, when the Rockets were having success last week, it was a lot of these little swing passes and the shorter kind of passes.
a tempo type offense.
Not counting the big plays.
Yes, but still, those small plays set up the big plays, and so when the Rockets get a little momentum on offense is when we see them successful.
Amon to throw, swings it out, it's complete to McIntosh out of the backfield. He gets back to about the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It looks like he was tracked down there by number 6, Colt Conover.
And that should be the last play of the first quarter. So time runs out, and we have completed 1 quarter of football from Clermont Northeastern High School with a score, Clermont Northeastern trailing Blanchester 16-6.
Jeff, as we get ready to start the second quarter here, boys varsity soccer on Tuesday is going to be at Williamsburg, and then they'll be off for the rest of that week. And then they're going to be home versus Deer Park. Then they'll travel to Eastern High School and then play Georgetown at Georgetown. The girls as well, they're going to be at Williamsburg on Tuesday. Then they'll travel to Wilmington and then host Deer Park and then host Batavia High School. As we bring it back, we change directions here. The Rockets are going to start off on 2nd and 9. That last ball went to Andrew McIntosh. His father was Ronnie McIntosh. He's an alumnus as well. He played with Coach Steve Thompson here at Northeastern. He was a fullback and linebacker. Three split right for the Rockets.
From the 42, Amon with McIntosh behind him. Takes it out of the shotgun. Bouncing in the pocket, throws it over the middle, and it is complete. That is Jenkins. Chris Jenkins on the reception at the 40-yard line. That's his second first down of the drive, and looks like we're in business.
Defended there by Gage Houston for the Wildcats. You know, Jeff, I think that might have been the first good pass I was actually able to keep in screen. How about that?
There you go. Poor Damian Kistler. Making all these great plays and never on our camera.
Never. It's hurting his highlight reel.
Amon again to throw. Collapses in the pocket, and now he's going to be sacked. That might be the first time he's been sacked all year.
It's been a while since he's been that. That looked like Nate Coyle, number 64, a junior for Blanchester on that tackle. That pocket collapsed pretty quickly. I think he was looking to go deep there to Kistler along the right side, but it just didn't have a chance to develop.
About a 2-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Ball resting just inside the 40. Rockets break the huddle. They'll send out Jake Mott to the right side. McIntosh behind Damon. Podorf is now on the near side.
Well, that sun's starting to drop.
Amon looking downfield, throws, and it's caught.
I think that's Kistler. He's going to be good.
Kistler down to about the 30. He's close to that first down stick. I think he's short, but we'll see where they mark it.
Maybe about 1.5 yards short for 3rd down.
Play being brought down by number 6, Colt Conover.
And the sun is about to set behind the trees.
It's going to make my life a lot easier, yours as well. We appreciate these National Guard uniforms, but when you're looking at the sun and camo jerseys, the camouflage does a good job of camouflaging the numbers.
Especially against those trees over there. You can't see them because of the
tough,
trees.
For sure. So 3rd down and a long 1 for the Rockets. I'd say it's 2-down territory regardless.
And they keep it right up the middle. Amon, and that's going to be a 1st down for Clermont Northeastern. Amon kept it on the quarterback sneak and picks up the 1st.
He followed his sophomore center, Mason Butler, right up the middle to gain that 1st down. Mason Butler's another one of those kids that the coaching staff brought up. He's a sophomore playing center for him, snapping that ball every time. You see a lot of pistol formation, changing a lot, and he's doing a good job of getting the ball in the hands of his quarterback. So congratulations to that sophomore Mason Butler.
Podorf comes wide to the left. Jake Mott, slot left. Same formation in the backfield as Amon. Looks to the left, now throws that way deep down the corner, and it's caught by Podorf. And was he in?
Yes.
Touchdown for Clermont Northeastern, the second touchdown of the night for Podorf, his fourth of the year. He was on the sideline. I was wondering whether he stepped out right before getting to the pylon, but he was in. Boy, did Northeastern need that.
Wait a minute.
Well, from the reaction of the Rockets, I thought it was a touchdown.
Who knows? The way it's been, is this an untimed down, or?
But again, I never saw a touchdown indication. And now a timeout.
Timeout for the Rockets. Again, some confusion on what's going on here. You know, as with these teams, the referees didn't have a chance at the beginning of the season. And it's just, things are so different. Even the communication during the game is so bizarre. The changes that have been made. We saw that illegal procedure earlier. And even plays like this, it's just been a little weird. We had a touchdown earlier that we didn't know was a touchdown.
Well, you can blame a lot of things on COVID, but not giving a touchdown indication is not one.
I think they're just a little bit rusty. It seems like something's off for sure. The pace of the game is just off.
Well, for what it's worth, they have the 12 points on the scoreboard, 16-12. So I'm going to assume, yeah, they're going for the 2-point conversion here.
And this is an untimed down. Okay.
Yep, 2-point conversion for Clermont Northeastern.
Rockets are going to try to bring it within 2. No, they're going for 1. Chris Jenkins is going to kick it.
Last time it was a low snap, and he never did kick it. This time the snap is down.
No good, and we have a penalty flag.
By number 64, Nate Coyle.
So we'll see what the penalty is. Nate Coyle got in and blocked the kick, but
illegal
motion
procedure
against CNE, so that'll be declined, and Clermont Northeastern will kick it off.
Jeff, I don't think we're the only ones here that were just a little bit confused by the tempo there. It was just an odd sequence of events.
So Podorf, that pass was for how long?
That was about a 27-yard pass, give or take, Jeff.
So 16-12 the score. Blanchester still with the lead, and they will now get the ball for only, well, the third time counting the interception. This will be their third possession. But one possession, they had caught the ball. They had the interception down at about the 4 or 5 yard line. Well, Northeastern's offense has looked pretty good.
Yes.
So far here in the first quarter. Now we got to get their defense going a little bit.
Let's get a stop here.
Blanchester's yet to really take it deep.
No, they've run the ball a little more than I expected, Jeff, if we're being frank. We thought they were going to sling it around, but I think maybe they're assuming that we thought the same thing.
Well, the way Houston's been running it, they wouldn't necessarily have to pass it a whole lot. He only had 32 yards last week and 11 carries. He's carried for 2 touchdowns, but he's got, I'm sure, 30 yards already tonight. The kick bounces and picked up by Xavier. But he was down, so he's down by the ground. His knee hit the ground. So the Wildcats will set it up 1st and 10 inside their 20. So they start off with good field position if you're a Rocket fan. And now this Blanchester impressive offense will come back up to the line. Bryce Highlander out wide to the right side. Conover in a slot right as Sipple goes deep for Highlander. And it is caught and knocked out of bounds immediately. Knocked out of bounds by Landon Amon. Highlander with the reception at the 48, and it's 1st and 10 for Blanchester, and that's their first real big play offensively.
First time
from the
they've
pass.
struck to the air, and I think they caught them off guard a little bit there. I think it's time for the Rockets to try to get a little control of the tempo here.
Only been one turnover in the game. That was an intercepted pass of Landon Amon.
3 wide for the Wildcats.
A turnover.
That's
would
going to be
nice.
an
And now
illegal
we have
procedure
some
on.
motion, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they
on
moved
Blanchester.
early. One of the slot receivers to the right. Moved a little early.
Start against the Wildcats.
So 1st and 15 after they mark it off. Knocks the ball back to the 46-yard line. I can't get over Mason picking the ball up and taking it back and then getting penalized for that. I can't get over it. Amon
Screen.
over the middle, and it is complete to Houston. He's to the 45 to the 43-yard line. Going to be about 3 or 4 yards shy of the first down. It'll be second down.
Keegan
And about
Braun.
3.
Keegan Braun on that tackle for the Rockets, among others.
Number 69, Hayden Maddox.
Saw Angus King in there as well. Angus Krug, I'm sorry. That's 2nd and 5.
The guy we haven't heard much from is Brody Rice, number 3. He had 3 receptions last week for 107 yards, and I've not called his name. I'm not sure if
He's
even
not
out there.
dressed.
Oh, he's not.
He's right down the 45-yard line on the opposite side. He's in shorts.
Well, that would explain it.
He's here, but not dressed out.
Sipple throws, wide open receiver. Kazake down the sideline. Touchdown.
Pass is complete from Simple to number 12, Quentin Sika, but it is going to
We do have a penalty on the play there, Jeff. Looks like there's going to be a hold on Blanchester.
Well, that would be a gift if it is. It is against Blanchester, so that'll negate the touchdown. And it'll come back, and they'll just do it all over again. Kazeka was the guy that caught the pass down the sideline.
Trenton Kazeka showed some speed there as a senior.
Well, that's a couple of long plays here on this drive. Of course, they had the hold on that one, but it's Northeastern Rockets secondary being tested.
We'd like to see some pressure out of the defensive line here. Maybe get Sipple a little bit uncomfortable.
There really hasn't been much pressure on either quarterback tonight.
1 sack for CNE against CNE. 3 wide right.
Sipple hands it to Houston.
Good play.
Before he gets to the line. No, Sipple kept it.
Kept it, and that was freshman Andrew McIntosh. Read that well. That's a good defensive play by the Rockets. That's really what they needed.
Well, they fooled me. I thought he handed it off to Houston. He kept it, tried to roll to the left, and there's a loss on the play. And again, the freshman making the play.
Well done there by Andrew.
$7:14 left to go in the first half. 16-12. Clermont Northeastern trailing Blanchester by 4. Again, Blanchester won last year, 19-7 at Blanchester.
It'll be 3rd and a long 9.
Sipple looking to the left side, and he's going to go down. Sacked by Potter.
Well done. Really about the best the Rockets can hope for there.
Striking the pose.
Also right there was number 54.
So that was a big defensive play.
That's a big stand by the Rockets. They come out. Blanchester goes 30 yards on the first play, and then from there the Rockets tighten it up and keep them. They fortunate on that penalty to come back on the play that went deep and done well. Looks like number 80, Mitchell Braden, in on punt coverage.
And now we're going to have a punt.
Kissler and Potter.
No, Kistler and Jenkins are back deep. High kick. Jenkins will come up and it'll bounce out of bounds.
Ball's going to go out of bounds.
So Northeastern will get it with decent field position. We'll see where they mark it.
40-yard line.
At the 40. First down and 10.
Hey, parents, did your
Let's
kids
see the Rockets put together a series here as we look at our team pictures again. There's our golf teams coming through. There's Coach Rob Collier with our JV soccer team, Coach Craig Yeager and his girls soccer teams as well. Again, we're fortunate. There's a lot of alumni coaching those teams and folks that are invested in the community as the Rockets come out here on 1st and 10.
Logan Podorf goes wide to the right side. Jake Mott beside him. 3 receivers stacked on the left. Amon flings it to Podorf. It's tipped off his fingers.
Screenplay was sniffed out well there by number 23 of Blanchester, that's senior Blake Richard.
Called his name a lot tonight.
He has.
Blake Richard cutting it up, or breaking it up. 2nd and 10. Again, 3 receivers to the near side. McIntosh, the lone running back, with Amon in the backfield. Landon Amon fakes the pump, looks upfield, probably has running room, but he throws it, and it's tipped and caught by Podorf.
Well done.
What a catch by Podorf. He just hung with it and caught it at the 40-yard line, first down.
Well done. That was well done. Landon Amon, he thought about going deep. He saw his teammate Logan Podorf throw that hand up, stuck with the ball.
Landon, I think,
Hold
had
up.
8 or 10 yards of running room right in front of him. Decided
Is that
to throw
coming
it.
back?
And now what? Did I say it's incomplete?
Get some help from the box. What happened there, boys?
Apparently that's an incomplete pass.
Did they rule that incomplete?
So it's 3rd down and 10.
We got
By
excited,
the way,
Jeff.
the way Podorf reacted, it looked like he had caught it.
3rd and 10.
So 3rd down and 10. All that for naught. I'll just have to do it again. Amon looking the other side. Caught by Kistler. That's going to be a first down. Down the sideline, inside the 40 to the 35, to the 35. And that's a first down.
Damian Kistler, again, when that ball gets in his hand, he does good things with it.
First down, Rockets.
Well, the Rockets have a good group of receivers.
That's correct.
Kistler and Podorf and
Kistler's a
Jenkins.
junior, and Coach Farrell mentioned that last year Damian Kistler was buried a little bit on the depth chart. There's a lot of talent in the wide receiver positions, but he's the type that you watch him in practice. He said he works hard, and he's just earned his way up the depth chart. Now when he gets that hand on the ball, he does something with it. He's making the most of his playing time.
5:13 left to go. Another first down for Clermont Northeastern. They have played well offensively. Pitch out to McIntosh, the 40, and he's hit and knocked down after they probably lost a couple. That was Chris Jenkins on the carry.
Trenton Sazika again.
Trenton Kazika.
We've said his name quite a bit on defense as well. He's moving around a lot for Blanchester.
The loss of 2 on the play makes it 2nd and 12.
So 2nd down and 12. Well, it's funny how momentum seems to change. Now I'm feeling like myself that at any time they could throw for 10 or 12 yards.
Yes.
Before, it seemed like that 12 yards was difficult to get.
They're feeling more comfortable with their pace. Even now, though, with a 2nd and long, they come out and they're comfortable, and I think they're going to do their thing. They're not panicking.
Amon pumps, goes deep, looking for Kistler, and it's caught down near the 5-yard line. So Kistler with a catch. And Northeastern starting to look fairly impressive here in this 2nd quarter.
Just like you said there, Jeff. I mean, you have a play where you're 2nd and 12, but they don't panic. They know that they know what they can do. They know who they are, and he looks for his teammates. He trusts them, and they go deep and make something happen there.
So it's first and goal from about the 5. Amon throws it incomplete. Trying to get it down to the corner, I think, for Kistler.
He had a chance there.
Intended for Jenkins.
And now it'll be second and goal from the 5. Be nice to get a touchdown here.
It would.
Take a lead into the halftime locker rooms.
Like to see a ball run here and get some time off the clock. There's 3:45, but the clock's sitting still. As we approach halftime, last week our audio was a little bit messed up. I think we've got it this week so that we're going to be able to bring folks the band halftime performance with audio. Jeff and I will be off the air, but we'll have the camera on the band, and we've got a mic that should pick up their sound.
And a penalty marker. It could be motion against CNE.
That's unfortunate.
So now it's going to be second and goal from the 10.
Again, though, just like we said earlier, I think that the Rockets know who they are. They're not going to get concerned here. They know they've got 3 downs here to get it in the end zone. There's no panic, and they're going to do quite a bit with it here. I don't think they're worried. They're going to split 4 wide, and Andrew McIntosh will be the only back.
Amon looking for Pottorff toward the corner, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it to Logan Pottorff in the corner. He was well covered. One of the guys down there on the coverage was Chasen Allison. So now it's third and goal from the 10.
Number 12.
Again, that was the coverage was by Trenton Sika. His name getting called a lot on defense for Blanchester.
So on third down, Amon looks up the field, and now he's going to be swarmed under.
Number 74 there for Blanchester on the tackle. That's Ty Goodwin. He's a sophomore.
Looked like he was just going to try to run it up the middle, but Goodwin read it perfectly.
I don't know if that was a called draw or not. It sure looked like it was being tried to block as a draw there. But Blanchester just sniffed that one out and was there.
So now it's fourth down.
2:40 on the clock.
Pottorff out wide to the left. Kistler to the right. Going to the right, and one of the shorter men, it's incomplete, and that's going to be giving the ball up on downs to the Blanchester Wildcats with 2:32 left to go in the half.
Chris Jenkins was his intended receiver there. Just a little low. So as we change possessions, Jeff, as we look around the league from last week, New Richmond beat Bethel Tate 27-18. Western Brown was over Hillsborough pretty big, 62-6. Clinton Massey beat Alter. Blanchester, as we said earlier, over Goshen 41-27. Batavia beat Williamsburg 22-9. Wilmington over East Clinton 21-0. And Fayetteville beat Manchester. That's an opponent we'll see in just a few weeks. As Blanchester starts here deep in their own territory.
Sipple swings it out to Houston. And he is, man, you talk about a hit, and they're going to call a penalty.
Flag.
Number 21, Houston.
He hit him around the head with his elbows.
Tackled by number
It looked
22,
like.
McIntosh. We do have a flag on
22, Andrew McIntosh on the play. I don't know if they're going to call a target here. He led with his helmet, so I think they're going to call targeting on him. That'll be the first one of those we've seen this season.
And that being the case, that'll be the third 15-yard personal foul penalty.
But
I mean, I didn't think he got him with his helmet. I thought he got him with his arms up high.
our fans would agree with you, Jeff. It looked like that as well, coming in and hitting hard. But it's one of those. That's the first one I think we've seen for anybody in the Northeastern game so far this year. So targeting will lead to a 1st and 10.
Well, the hit was definitely around his head, and he went down. So anyway, 1st and 10. Still 2:25 left. Sipple throws it downfield, and is it complete?
They're saying it is complete.
Kazeka was a reception at the 49-yard line.
That was covered by number 12 for Northeastern, Landon Krieger. Makes it a first down. It'll be short of the 50 on about the 46-yard line.
So Trenton Kozlowski with the catch. His name is spelled C-Z-A-I-K-A.
We've said his name a lot tonight.
So 1st and 10. Blanchester trying to get on the board again. You would think they do have enough time. 2 minutes left. Sipple rolling back.
Good pressure.
And the pass on a screen is complete to Houston, and he's at a 52-yard line. About a 7-yard gain on first down when it's all over and done with. And
Keegan Braun for the
2nd and 3.
Rockets. Keegan Braun there on the tackle. A lot of pressure there by Logan Podorf on the screen, but it was well played by Blanchester. They go for about 6.
So the clock continues to move on the complete pass.
They get into Rocket territory on that play.
Looks to me like Blanchester is going to do everything they can to score at the end of this half. Sipple swings it, complete. And
It's Conover.
tackled down at the 40. Colt Conover on the reception at the 40. And another first down for the Wildcats.
Is that Keegan Braun again for Northeastern?
I'm not really sure which is worse, the sun or when the sun's gone and then you don't have the contrast on the uniform.
Blanchester comes out quick here, almost catches the Rockets off guard.
Sipple to throw again, looking downfield, and it is incomplete.
Blake
Trying to
Richard
get it
was
to
his
Blake
target.
Richard, right, the senior.
Well covered by the Rockets. Landon Amon there on that defensive possession.
So we're down to the final minute, 55 seconds. Now the Rockets want, the clock is the Rockets' friend. I don't know, they say 200 people can come to the games. I mean, I understand there's a whole lot less people that would be here that would have been here otherwise, but it seems like a fairly decent crowd.
Yes.
Doesn't seem like it's a deserted stadium.
Our kids have always been well supported, and even with the COVID, they're doing their social distancing, but also supporting the kids.
Swing pass to Kozlowski again. And he's going to be inside the 25 down to about the 22-yard line. And Blanchester just continues to move it down the field. 50 seconds left in the half. Time for a couple of big defensive plays from that CNE defense.
Love to see a turnover here. 45 seconds to go on the clock.
Long pass, high and deep, and
that's well defended.
Touchdown.
No, that's incomplete. That's well defended there. That's Landon Amon defending that play. He breaks it up, stretched out and defended that play well.
Well, Blake Richard got up with the ball, walked it right back to the huddle. Looked like he caught it to me. I couldn't tell. Gets down in the corner. It's tough to see. So, second down and 10. 32 seconds left. Sipple looking over the middle. Fires. It is
Intercepted.
And intercepted. That ball was thrown over the head of Colt Connor into the secondary, and a big turnover for CNE.
Damian Kisler intercepted that ball, came right in front of it and picked that thing off. That's a well-defended play for the Rockets, and that's exactly what they needed.
It's good in the fact that it stops the touchdown. It'd be nice if they had some time to work
About
it
a
out
minute left
offensively.
to run it down the field, yes.
It'd be nice if they had some time for offense, but that's not going to be the case. We'll probably go to the locker rooms.
It appeared
16-12.
that looked like a touchdown waiting to happen, Jeff. It felt like he was running across the middle, and Damian Kisler came across and picked that ball off like he was the intended target. So well done for him to
Colt,
get that turnover.
I think Colt Conover was the intended receiver. The ball was overthrown, but he was open.
Yes.
Had the ball been lower. But they pick it off. First interception of the year for Damian Kisler. And they hand the ball to McIntosh, and he goes up
Number
for
22,
about a 2 or 3 yard
McIntosh
gain,
with
and
the
that's
carry.
probably going to be the end of the first half. Well, no, it won't. Northeastern calls a timeout.
What? Now they roll it.
Well, now they're rolling. Well, the referee looked like he signaled to Northeastern.
I don't know. Maybe they lost their beanbag. So they're going to go to the half.
Well, there the clock's moving. That's going to be the end of the first half. So we've completed one half of football from Clermont Northeastern. The score: Blanchester leads CNE 16-12.
And with that, we're gonna take the camera to the field, and you'll hear the halftime show for the Clermont Northeastern Marching Rockets, and Jeff and I will step away.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Mr. Chris Moore, we proudly present the Shining Warriors of Good Music, the Clermont Northeastern Marching Rockets. Tonight, the Marching Rockets bring you a collection of classic rock hits, and they start off with a song that needs no introduction, A Long Train Running! And now the Marching Rockets bring you this hit from 1968, which is basically the last time we were allowed to go outside. Here's the Beatles, Get Back. If all the animals along the equator were capable of flattery, then Christmas and Thanksgiving would fall on the same day. If you got that, great. If not, here's Cashmere. The Clermont Northeastern Marching Rockets, and over to Mr. Chris Moore. The assistant director is Mr. Joshua Pitcher and Mr. Carlos Stinger. The field commanders are Holly Daniel, Emma Stephen, and Lynn Amon. Ladies and gentlemen, your Clermont Northeastern Marching Rockets!
back to Clermont Northeastern High School. I'm Joe Seibert. Alex Cunningham is with me. And the score at halftime, 16-12. The Blanchester Wildcats are leading the Clermont Northeastern Rockets. Taking a look at the scoring recap with 7:13 left to go in the first quarter, Landon Amon threw a ball to Logan Podorf, 11 yards for the touchdown. The point after failed, and it was 6-0 Clermont Northeastern. Then Blanchester got their first possession. Sipple to Frump was an 11-yard pass. Colt Conover added a 2-point conversion. At that point, it was 8-6 Blanchester. Sipple then threw another pass, a 5-yarder to Highlander. That was after a Houston interception. That made it 16-6 Blanchester, but then the Rockets came back with 9:16 left in the half. Landon Amon again hooked up with Logan Podorf on a 27-yard touchdown pass. The point after failed, and that's where we stand at halftime, 16-12. So far,
definitely
so
an
good.
exciting half, Jeff. You've got a 4-point game, a lot of back and forth action. Definitely some times where the teams might have seemed a little bit off kilter. Some penalties for both teams played a big role there. We saw some player control or personal fouls that really swung the tempo. Had a touchdown called back for Blanchester, and the Rockets were affected by that as well. So you'd like to see them as they come out this half, come out a little bit more crisp. As the Rockets are going to start on defense, you'd like to see a few series here where they stop Blanchester coming out and put together another sustained drive. We saw that their first drive of the quarter, or the game, where they came out and did that nice sustained drive and put 6 on the board. You'd like to see a stop here on defense and repeat it.
Well, Chris Jenkins will be kicking off for Clermont Northeastern. The Rockets had 45 yards on unsportsmanlike penalties, but for the most part, they overcame those penalties. On one play in particular, the next play was a 25-yard pass to Kistler for the first down. But at any rate, Northeastern trailing by 4, and Jenkins kicks it. A low kick, fielded by one of the front men at the 35-yard line. There's going to be almost no return, but the Blanchester Wildcats will set it up at their own 36, 1st and 10.
I overpanned that one a little bit.
Number 81 getting the kickoff. That's Noah Faulkner.
81 Noah Faulkner for Blanchester receiving that kickoff. That's probably his first kickoff reception of the year, I'd say.
So Blanchester will start things 1st down and 10. Their last possession ended in an interception by Kistler right at the end of the first half. So now they'll bring Zake out to the wide left.
3 wide to the left.
Sipple rolling left and throws it. It's complete to number 7. That's Frump. Adam Frump with the reception at the 41-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and about 5. Rocket defense on the line. They've got King, Stricker, Graber, and Podorf. Linebackers are Mattis, McIntosh, and Brown. In the secondary, Mott, Amon, Jenkins, and Krager. Those were the starters, and I don't believe anybody is out at this point.
Not that we're aware of. Chris Jenkins came off the field at one point, but is back on.
So Braden Sipple throws to the right side, and it is complete again to the 50-yard line now. That's the 1st down.
Colt Conover on that 1st down for the Wildcats.
Back on a play by Hayden Mattis.
Well, I'd like to say hi to all of our Blanchester friends tuning in. I sent the link to their head coach, and he was going to pass it along to the players and the fans. So you have to realize this is a Northeastern broadcast.
We're trying not to homer you
We're
too
trying
bad.
not to be homers.
We've got about 200 individual screens tuned in, so hopefully a few people watching each of those at home. I know my family's at home watching this on the TV. It's like a whole host of Rockets.
And off
on
to
that.
Houston, and he gets maybe 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Blanchester.
Looks like leading the way there for the Rockets is Jake Mott. That's number 10. You know, as I talked again at the beginning of the show to Coach Farrell, and Jacob Mott's one of those that he probably said might have been the most improved as far as his commitment in the offseason. He's a transfer from Reading, but he just got really serious this offseason and did the work and Coach Farrell was really impressed with the transition that he did as a player.
Low snap, but Sipple corrals it and now rolls to the right side. And in trouble and going to be knocked out of bounds at after about a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
That's excellent defense there by Keegan Braun, number 3. He was pressured there by Angus Krug on the end, was able to slip around it, but Keegan Braun came up and made a really nice open field tackle there, limited to pretty much no gain and make it 3rd and long.
Well, I mentioned earlier Blanchester with 450 yards total offense last week. They had 87 yards rushing, 363 yards passing, but tonight they've had, I think, more yards rushing than they did last week already. Sipple been working out of the shotgun the entire time, and he'll take it deep, looking for Kozlowski, and it's off his shoulder pad and incomplete.
Pass intended for number 12.
That had touchdown written all over it, but it bounced off of Kozlowski's shoulder pad, incomplete.
Defended by Chris Jenkins there for the Rockets.
Going a big 4th down play. Now the Rockets will get it back with, again, a chance to take the lead. We'll assume they'll be punting. I would think they would be.
Yeah, it looks like the punt return team is in for CNE.
Bryce Sipple back to do the punting. He's also the kicker, younger brother of Braden Sipple. Low snap, and he gets it away. Nice kick. Fielded by, I think, Jenkins.
It's Damian Kistler on the return.
Kistler on the return to the 40. And run out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Kistler on the return.
20 yards on that return, and again, that's Damian Kistler. When he gets the balls in his hand, he makes the most of it. Takes those opportunities and sees them. So good job there on that return for Damian Kistler.
Also, the Rockets in business. They'll start it at their own 40-yard line. Actually at about the 42. So here comes Clermont Northeastern Rockets with their first offensive series of the second half.
I'd say that the Rockets coaching staff would like to see a good 4 or 5 minute drive here, a sustained drive, and put it in the end zone.
Kistler, Damian Kistler out wide to the right. Jake Mott in the slot. Amon looking the other side now, coming to Kistler. Another incomplete complete pass over the middle to
Chris Jenkins.
So that is another first down for Clermont Northeastern. They've been very successful, those mid-range passes.
Colt Conover on that defensive play for Blanchester, but just a well-timed play. Good read by Landon Amon and good reception there.
Well, the Rockets have their offense going. Kind of surprising they only have 12 points, and that ball is caught again by Jenkins at the 40-yard line. Had to reach down around his ankles.
There's going to be 2 flags coming here as well. I think we might have a face mask penalty on Blanchester. That was a good catch there by Chris Jenkins. That ball was a little low. He reached down for it, broke his stride a little bit, pulled it in for 2 or 3. We may go another 15 past that because I think they might have been a face mask there on Blanchester. While the referees confer here, we're going to step away for just a second.
All right, welcome back to Northeastern. Having just a few minor technical difficulties, but we're going. 16-12, Blanchester leading. That is a personal foul penalty against Blanchester, so that marches the ball all the way inside the 25, and here come the Rockets. First down and 10. Amon looking to the end zone, and it's over the head of his intended receiver and a target marker. That's going to be at the very least defensive pass interference.
I would think so. He put his shoulder in the head there, and the training staff's going to come out. That penalty is going to be on number 7, Adam Trump, for the Wildcats. I'm not sure if they're going to I think in all likelihood that's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct there. Who's down there for the Rockets on that play? I didn't get a number.
Can't tell.
Jacob Mott is
looks
the
like
Rocket
he's
who's down there. So that's probably going to be targeting a defensive player. So again, we'll look at some of the scores from previous week. We brought it up earlier. Some of our opponents coming up. New Richmond beat Bethel Tate, and that's who we face next week. I think the Rockets have to be looking forward to facing Bethel Tate. As you said, Jeff, you start the season with 2 playoff teams right out the gate.
Right.
Pretty tough. And the Rockets come out of this 2-0. Would be pretty impressive.
It would bode well for the rest of their season.
That's correct. But
because from now on, and you don't want to take anyone lightly at all, but the competition level is going to be somewhat less after these first 2 games.
I'm not sure that we have any playoff teams coming up after these 2 at least.
Right.
So where's that going to spot the ball for the Rockets, Jeff?
That's going to be at about the 12-yard line, first down and 10.
So it's a 15-yard penalty. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, more like the 13-yard line.
So
here we go.
Chance to take the lead for the second time, Jeff.
2 men in the backfield now behind Amon, who goes up under center.
I formation.
Takes a snap from Mason, gives it to the second man, which is McIntosh, and there's nothing at all there.
That was Chris Jenkins, Jeff. They had McIntosh in the front of the eye. They did a little misdirection and doesn't get much with him.
I saw the 2, but that doesn't help him. McIntosh is 22, Jenkins is 2.
They're lining back up quick. Let's see if this tempo gets Blanchester off guard.
High snap, Amon looking for someone in the corner. And it's incomplete. Good coverage. That was Logan Podorf, the intended receiver, down in the corner. And now quickly it's third down.
Kazika on the coverage for Blanchester, but he's down on that play. I think he rolled his ankle up, or is he cramping? Coach Mulvihill mentioned that last week against Goshen they had cramps hitting him pretty extensively, and it looks like the training staff is out there with him now, stretching out that calf, so he probably came down in an ankle and cramped up.
Well, fairly quickly, it's third down and 11. Of course, the Rockets in 2-down territory here, so
Zazika steps off. For the Rockets, Jake Mott checked back in already on that previous play, so he was out for a play on that personal foul, but is back on the field. He'll split left.
7:50 left to go in the third quarter. Jeff Seibert and Alex Cunningham bringing you the play-by-play on CNE RocketCast on YouTube. Nice to have you with us. Amon to throw to the corner of the end zone, and it is tipped and incomplete.
It's well defended. He was targeting Kistler there to the right. That was defended by number 7, Adam Frump. You might notice that Braden Sipple checked in for Sazika there on the left side. So playing cornerback for the Wildcats.
Well, the Rockets have knocked on the door a couple of times but not been able to get it in. So now they're faced with a 4th down and 10.
They can get a first down before they score. They'd be about 4 short.
Probably going to look for another end zone corner pass right here. Podorf goes out wide to the left. Kistler wide to the right. Jake Mott slot left. McIntosh behind Amon as Amon rolls to the right looking for Kistler. Incomplete.
Well defended again. That's Adam Frump on that right side for Blanchester, and that's a couple of good defensive stops for him.
Looked like Adam Frump might have got there a bit early, but apparently not. So incomplete. He took Kistler's legs out from under him, but the ball was by him. So now it is 1st and 10 for Blanchester as they take over on downs.
Our result, the turnover on downs. Blanchester takes over 1st and 10.
Again, the Wildcats offense, Kidd, Phillips, Coyle, Goodwin, and Allison on the line. Zeka, Highlander, Trump, and Conover are the receivers. Houston is the running back, and Braden Sipple.
Have we seen him go under center yet tonight?
No, we have not. Sipple just working out of the shotgun. His big 6'4" target. Hands it off to Houston. Hits the line and goes forward for maybe a yard or two.
It's well defended there by the defensive line. Angus Krug for the Rockets led the way.
Hayden Mattis also there for CNE.
He picked up a long 2, maybe 3.
Clock moving, 7:14. Left in the third quarter. Again, next week, Bethel Tate's Tigers come in here to Clermont Northeastern for the third of 3 home games to start this 6-game season.
We plan to go live about 6:40 with the RocketCast.
Sipple gives the ball to Houston, hit hard at the 32-yard line.
The shovel pass there. Looks like, again,
that
that's
was
number
Colt
3,
Conover.
Keegan Braun.
Colt Conover with a reception, but a short gain. And that'll present a third down and about 2 for Blanchester. Time for another big defensive play here.
Definitely would like to see us stop, get that ball back, and pull that lead.
Kazeka wide to the right. Slot right is Adam Frump. Conover in motion to the right. They'll swing it that way, and it's caught by Conover and picked off.
No, it's not picked, but that's well defended.
Knocked down.
Keegan Braun gave him no steps. He was right there on that play and put him on the ground right away. Coach Mulvihill sends in his punt team. So well defended there by the Rockets, and a good open field tackle by Keegan Braun. That's got to be at least 5 of them for him. Just a ball in the open field, and if he makes a mistake there, goes for some yardage.
Well, a big defensive play, and now Blanchester will be forced to punt it away. Bryce Sipple, the punter, gets the overturning kick. Away that will be fielded by the front man at the 49-yard line, the 50, 40, 45, 35, and the 32-yard line goes Chris Jenkins. Again, there on the tackle, Blake Richard. He's been all over the field tonight.
Well, Jeff, when you look at that series of plays there, the Rockets go down in the red zone. They get stuffed, but they really get what the most they could ask for from their defense. They get a stop, a punt, and we've got, again, good field position. Squaring the ball on like the 33-yard line, first and 10. So another chance for the Rockets to take this lead back.
Last week against Goshen, Blanchester scored a lot early, and then they kind of went through almost a 2-quarter lull where they didn't really do a lot. Then they came back and scored toward the end of the game, so hopefully that's not going to repeat itself here tonight.
The Red Bull wore off.
Yeah. Amon in trouble, and he's going to go down. There on the tackle was Colt Conover.
Might have lost a half a yard there. Well defended by the Wildcats secondary. Just no targets there for him.
Ty Goodwin was also there. He might have been the first man to get to Amon. So it's 2nd down and 11, about a 1-yard loss on the play. Amon again drops back. Swings it out, it's incomplete.
His target there was Andrew McIntosh. The screen just didn't quite set up. So, Jeff, I don't know if you've had a chance, but we're doing this live RocketCast for some games. We're going to try to incorporate some other sports a little later in the season, maybe try to get a senior night or whatnot. But we've also had a chance to get to some sports that tennis and cross country, and we're going to try to do some highlight features. I took some video tonight of the band, and I'm going to interview Mr. Moore. Just doing our best to get a chance to document some of these kids that are working hard. There's kids out there. I don't know the last time you've been to a high school tennis match.
Never.
So I'll just give you a little rundown. There's nobody in stripes.
Okay.
So it's almost exclusively the honor system.
It's fairly easy to identify the players.
Yes, the players are on the court. They're keeping their own score. They're calling the balls in and out. And it's really about the epitome of sportsmanship when you look at it. There is no official there to referee. So, the coaches are there, and they're keeping track of it as well. But the kids are are very courteous to one another. They're cheering for one another. They're calling their own balls in and out. You had a ball. I was there the other night, and the young lady from Felicity, who was playing in the #1 singles, she had a chance to. She played a ball that was out, and she turned around. And she goes, "I messed up. That was that," and gave the other girl a point. You don't see that very often. It was excellent sportsmanship.
That's not even encouraged most of the time.
Not at all.
Heyman to the right side. He gets hit by about 4 or 5. Blanchester Wildcats. Houston was there. Conover was there. Also there, number 67, which is not on our roster.
Let's see about our other roster here. No, we don't show a 67.
Anyway.
It's a good play by him. It's going to make it 4th and 16.
Okay, 67 is apparently Brian Bandow.
Brian
junior.
Bandow, Jr. So the Rockets are going to go for it on 4th and 15.
4th and 15, might look for Kistler down the side. Heyman's looking for him. Throws it deep, and it's incomplete. Right down near the pylon. And again, the Rockets give it up on downs, and Blanchester will take over. 1st and 10.
Adam Frump again on the defensive play there for Blanchester. He's been involved in a lot of plays tonight for Coach John Mulvihill. As we looked at, again, looking at some of those sports that are a little bit different than typical. Your cross-country team, tomorrow they're going to have their second match of the season, or meet. They're going to go to Georgetown. And then their Felicity match was canceled. As we go back, Blanchester comes out quickly here on 1st and 10.
Kazaka out wide to the left as a wide receiver. Braden Sipple drops back. Screen pass, tipped and incomplete.
Well defended by
pursuers
Logan
got a
Potter.
hand on it.
That's right. But Blanchester has set that screen up. That's probably about the 4th time tonight. And the Rockets have been close on it every time, and that time Logan Potterhoff was able to get up and put a hand on that ball. Hunter Vyers is checking in for the Rockets at left end.
Boy, the way the offense started out for Blanchester, it looked like it was going to be a long night, but really Clermont Northeastern's defense has really stepped up. As Sipple again to throw. Braden Sipple throws it long over the head of his intended receiver, Kazaka. Down at about the 35-yard line, incomplete.
He's cramping up again.
Colt Conover there helping him stretch it out as the referee signals timeout.
It's something that Coach Mulvihill. All right. Wildcats up and walking off the field. We'll be back to action here in just a minute. Again, another one of the oddities of what we've going on. We don't have ball boys or water boys taking the bottles out to the team. Everybody's got to go to the table. They've got a grid on the table with their names and where their bottles are at. Normally this would be a chance for the coach to talk to his kids and talk them up while the ball boys or water boys squirt that water in. But again, just another change.
Well, we talked about Bethel coming in next week. The week after that, we go to Fayetteville. What are the broadcast possibilities of that? Because there's not going to be any Wi-Fi, right?
To be determined. We're not certain.
That's what I thought.
So if
the week after that, we play East Clinton. I have a flight scheduled for Yellowstone National Park. So, but we don't know whether we're going to go or not. So it's
you want to zoom in on us? We can do it remotely.
Yeah.
Can you do play-by-play via
I
Zoom?
could. I guess I could. Long pass is incomplete. And so far so good for the defense.
So to answer that question about when we travel to Fayetteville, we're not certain just yet. It's there's no league policy on what we're doing. It's a case-by-case basis. So sometimes teams are just using the other team's broadcast. So I talked
I'm
about
wondering
that.
if they even have Wi-Fi in their booth.
We're not certain, and if we don't, that could be
you
tough.
could do it taped.
Yeah, we could do it on a delay. So as with a lot of things, we're just kind of treating it as to be determined. We're definitely open to the possibility of doing it as Blanchester lines up to punt.
Sipple punts it away. Fielded by Jenkins at the 31-yard line. And the Rockets will have it again with one more time a chance to take the lead if they can get it in the end zone.
3:12 in the third quarter left.
Who would have thought when it was 16-12, the teams were scoring like every other play, every other possession. Now it's been 2 quarters plus, and we haven't had a score. Last score came with 9:16 left to go in the first half.
Definitely some adjustments by the defensive coordinators. I think they've got the number on the offensive coordinators at this point on both squads.
Rockets have put together some offense, just haven't been able to get it into the end zone except for the 2 times. There's a long pass down the field, and it's incomplete.
His intended receiver there was number 2, Chris Jenkins.
Pass intended for Chris Jenkins goes incomplete.
Looked like Jenkins was open, but the ball was overthrown.
Number 21, Houston.
And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Again, another oddity there. Chris Jenkins is overthrown. The ball's 20 yards past him, and instead of a ball boy or a referee going to get it, Chris Jenkins has to run down there, get it, run back to the huddle, and it affects the tempo of the game.
Yeah, but is that
that's part
illegal
of
motion if he picks the ball up and takes it back?
He's offsides at this point.
Offsides when he touches the ball.
Yeah. But again, that's the clock's counting against him for the play clock.
Landon Amon over the middle and incomplete, and a penalty trying to get it to Jenkins. And coming up and hitting him before the ball got there was Gage Houston. And that's going to be
looks like we have Andrew
pass
McIntosh.
interference.
Andrew McIntosh is down for the Rockets as well, hurt right now, so we'll see a different running back in. So that was a pass interference, Jeff?
Yes.
That's good enough for a first down. It'll put him at about the 45, 46-yard line.
I wouldn't be too surprised if Northeastern has more offensive yards than Blanchester at this stage of the game.
It's very possible. We've had several drives that go down to the red zone and just have stopped.
Well, a timeout on the field, 2:59 left to go in the third quarter. 16-12, Clermont Northeastern trailing Blanchester.
And we'll be right back.
Clermont Northeastern comes up on a 1st and 10. The ball at the 46-yard line of CNE. Landon Amon, another screen. That's going to be complete to the 50. That's a first down. Down to the 42-yard line. Jake Mott on the reception.
Gets it into Wildcat territory yet again.
Is good enough for a first down. Rockets.
Northeastern's gotten a few first downs in this game. A lot of 10, 12-yard passes.
They like those mid-range pass plays. It keeps the other team off tempo.
High snap and Amon again going, and that's another completion, I think.
Yes.
Yes, complete at the 30-yard line. That was Logan Pottorff with a reception.
Chris Jenkins on that reception for the Rockets, and he came back to that ball again. Just another fine pass and catch.
So Jenkins and Pottorff go wide to the right. 1st and 10 for CNE. Amon looking downfield, throws. It's another complete pass to Jenkins, and he's inside the 15 to the 12.
Conover on that tackle, as well as Adam Frump for the Wildcats, but not before the Rockets get the first down.
Chris Jenkins getting some serious action. He's in a slot left now with Kistler out wide right. And the throw is to Podorf, and that's another complete pass. That's near the 10-yard line, so the Rockets are just moving it at will here the last few plays.
I'd say you won't see them huddle up here. They're going to keep that tempo going.
Jake Mott lines up in the backfield beside Amon. Amon looks left, goes right over the middle, and a complete pass, but not
Podorf
much
again.
gain. Podorf might have got a 2 or 3 yard gain before being hit immediately.
21 Gage Houston leading the way for Blanchester there, as well as looked like number 23 Blake Richard.
So Northeastern is again in that situation where they can get a first down.
You're going to see a timeout here for Blanchester. I'd say Coach Mulvihill is going to take this time to revise his strategy a little bit. Yet again, the Rockets are knocking on the door. You got to wonder, is it going to happen this time? The fans starting to get excited here. You can see some shake in our camera.
Well, Northeastern has been here before in this game, knocking on the door. They have not led.
They led
a minute and 49 left to go in the first quarter was the last time they led.
Man, it went quick there in that first quarter, and since then it has slowed down.
1 minute, 10 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Again, Jake Mott in the backfield. Podorf in the slot left. Kistler wide right. High snap, going for Kistler. No, that's not Kistler. That is
Chris Jenkins.
Jenkins, and he is
Puts a move
in
on
for the
him.
touchdown, or is he in?
Congratulations there on that play. That's a nice piece of running. Good job.
Touchdown for Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins can change direction very quickly. He puts a move on the Wildcats. He gets wide, changes directions, and goes in for the score from about 5 out. It's a well-executed play.
Score comes with 1:03 in the third quarter. And Clermont Northeastern has taken the lead 18-16, and now we'll
They're going to kick it.
see they're going to try to kick the point after, and that's going to be Chris Jenkins, who just scored the touchdown to try to add the point. And he does.
That's the
So,
first one.
his first kick, and the Clermont Northeastern Rockets now have a 3-point lead, 19-16.
Good job.
Well, little CNE fight song as they get set to kick it off. And the Rockets have, like I say, the lead for the first time since a minute 49 left to go in the first quarter. And now it's time for the defense. 1 minute, 3 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Promises to be an exciting fourth quarter, unlike last week. High overturning kick. As running it back in is Blake Richard. He's to the 31-yard line, and that's where he goes down, and that's where Blanchester will set it up trailing 19-16.
Leading the way there was Zach Hopkins for the Rockets. He's a sophomore, number 32. It's a well-covered play.
Rockets have played good defense since about midway through the second quarter.
Definitely made some adjustments, and they've gone well. I don't think that Braden Sipple back there has been as comfortable as he was last week.
Sipple to throw. Braden's pass is incomplete.
Again, just a little bit off balance there.
You have to give the Rockets secondary some credit. They are all over the receivers.
Not only that, you see guys like 15 there, Logan Podorf. He's in the backfield yet again, just in Braden Sipple's face constant. I don't think he's as comfortable as he would be. Logan Podorf's another one of those kids that his family's been in the district for a long time. His dad, Kevin Podorf, was a lineman in the early 90s for the Rockets. We saw Chris Jenkins toe ball that kick across. His dad was a toe baller kicker as well, tackle and kicker.
2nd down and 10, Blanchester. Sends in motion Conover, and they'll swing it out that way, and it's complete, but not much of a gain. Complete to Blake Richards again.
Again, that's Keegan Braun in open field, making the tackle.
Right there by number 3, Keegan Braun.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 7. They were having success early with a run with Houston, but they haven't really been thrown. They haven't been running Houston at all.
I don't. Have they ran the ball twice this quarter, Jeff?
I don't remember any runs. They've been passing the ball every play. And again, Sipple to throw. Throws it downfield, and it is incomplete. Colt Conover, the intended receiver. No, it's complete to Conover.
Good for a first down.
And that's a first down.
And that's going to be the
That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Your score.
So we've completed 3/4 of this one from Clermont Northeastern High School. We'll take a timeout with the score. Clermont Northeastern leading Blanchester 19-16.
We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Well, the Northeastern defense going to be faced with a big test. A full 12 minutes left in this one.
Blanchester still in their own territory here as they come out first and 10 at about the 46, their own 46. Goes the Wildcat direct snap to Colt Conover.
And that's good for about a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
That was the look Blanchester featured most of last year. But as with most coaches, you don't get locked in on one type of offense. You change your offense to match what your personnel is. They changed it up this year. They're going to do it again.
And a fumble in the backfield, and Conover's going to be swarmed under.
54, J.J. Stricker. He's a senior. I think that's the first time we've got to call his name tonight. Congratulations there to J.J. Stricker on reading that play out.
Stricker had a fumble recovery last week. There with a big defensive play that time, and now it's 3rd down and 9.
Looks like Blanchester's going to bring in their typical personnel again.
Blake Richard checks back in.
Braden Sipple will be back again in the shotgun.
Sipple looking, going deep. And it's incomplete. Good coverage.
No flags on the play. Good job. Who is that on coverage back there? Is that Chris Jenkins on coverage for the Rockets? It is Chris Jenkins.
Boy, Jenkins has had a game tonight.
He has.
Chris had a touchdown last week I think we had Podorf, or I did, had Podorf for 3 touchdowns, but Jenkins actually scored one of those touchdowns, so I wanted to correct that this week. Make sure people knew that was Jenkins that scored one of those last week.
It's a big stop. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. It appears Braden Sipple's back in the shotgun.
All right, big defensive play. And they called him, they got him to jump offside.
It's still going to be 4th down because it was 9 to go, but a hard
It'll be
snap.
4th and 4 though now.
That changes the dynamic of that setup a little bit. The veteran quarterback does a hard snap, and that's enough to draw off 2 of the Rockets.
Trying to see who jumped, but
It looked like both of the ends, if we're being frank. They wanted around that pocket and put some pressure on Braden Sipple.
yeah, Podorf was one of them. So it's 4th down and now 4. And just as big a defensive play as before. Sipple rolls to the left, sets up, throws, and it's complete for the 1st down to the 40-yard line. And Blanchester keeps their drive alive.
It's a big conversion. Still a lot of time left in this 4th quarter, 10 minutes and 28 seconds as the clock winds.
No continuous movement of the clock this week.
No. It makes filling the time on this broadcast a lot easier.
And Sipple throws again down the sideline. It is incomplete. And 2nd and 10. Yeah, he's not having an easy time of it.
No.
Sipple isn't.
Not at all. He's having to stay on his toes. He's moving around. Those Rockets want to put some pressure on him.
I'll tell you the truth. Is Houston out there? I've not seen Houston at all for a while. I'm wondering if he's hurt and he's not even in the game.
It's very possible.
He actually threw a 30-yard option play. He got a handoff and then threw a 30-yard pass last week in that game against Goshen. But I haven't seen 21 out there lately. Now there he is. He gets it.
Fakes to him, but pressure again.
And now Sipple running to the near side, and he is hit and driven down at the 30-yard line, but that's another 1st down for Blanchester. About a 13-yard gain for Sipple. Braden Sipple keeps it himself. And the Wildcats have another 1st down. 10 minutes exactly left in the game. Northeastern's defense gonna see if they can hold them off here. Sipple gives it to Houston. And he's forward for maybe 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Blanchester run game is really, really slowed down since those first 2 drives of the 1st quarter, Jeff. Got to give some kudos there to the Rockets defensive line. Got J.J. Stricker leading the way on that tackle again. He's assisted Jacob Graber down there as well. You know, they're not a very big defensive line, but they're an active defensive line.
So 1st and 10 again. Or no, I take that back. It's 2nd and 7. Sipple rolls to the left and now throws. It's caught. Kozlowski down there with the completion inside the 20 at about the 17. So suddenly, the Blanchester offense is coming to life. And again, this is similar to what happened last week. They went through a 2-quarter lull where they didn't really do a lot of offense, and then suddenly they came to life to put it away, and they were leading the whole game against Goshen. But even if they score here, the way Northeastern has been moving the ball, it would be by no means over. Sipple, long pass to the end zone, looking for Kozlowski, and that's a touchdown.
That's definitely been his favorite target of the day.
Trenton Kozlowski there with a catch. And the Blanchester Wildcats take the lead, 22-19. And now how long was that pass, you think?
About 18 yards.
18-yard pass to Kozlowski. I hope I'm saying that right.
If not, we'll hear about it in the comments.
We will.
Miff snap.
Number 67 taking the extra point.
So the extra point is no good.
No good.
And so,
Make your score Wildcats 22.
with 8:40 left in the game, it's 22-19.
And we'll be back at the kickoff.
Well, the Clermont Northeastern Rockets are now trailing to the Blanchester Wildcats, 22-19. The Rockets will receive the kick. The Rockets have been moving the ball their last few possessions. They scored on their last possession. And they've got 8 minutes and 40 seconds with which to turn this around.
Again, just like the whole third quarter, I don't think the Rockets are going to panic here by any means. They've been moving the ball well, and they've got to feel confident that they can do it again.
Bryce Sipple kicking off for Blanchester. A whistle as he approaches the ball, and
It's going to be an illegal procedure on Blanchester.
they'll mark it back a little and kick again.
Penalty against Blanchester.
You don't see that penalty very often. You do see it more often than the center taking the ball back to the huddle for illegal procedure.
That's right. I wonder if they've even gone over the rules with these guys, like that kind of a rule. I mean, I don't get that.
The oddity is, I mean, normally if a center touches the ball, they can leave it there and not move it. But with the oddity that he's the one who set it in place,
Exactly. And he has to take it.
it's just not one of those things you think about.
Crazy. All right, so here we go again, kicking off. Sipple drives him back from the 20, the 25 to the 27-yard line. Kistler with a return.
Covered there by number 74, Ty Goodwin, a sophomore for Blanchester. He gets up a little lame.
He's been in on a few plays.
Yes.
For the Wildcats.
On coverage, mainly, that's a sophomore that is contributing for him. It looks like the Rockets will start with the ball on about their 28-yard line.
Well, here we go. 8 minutes, 33 seconds left.
You'd like to think the Rockets will huddle up here and then move that fast-paced offense to keep Blanchester off guard. That's really been one of their keys to success so far.
Kistler wide left and Podorf in the slot. Amon pumps and now throws it down the middle of the field, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Frump. Adam Frump with the interception.
Adam Frump's name's been called a lot on
Yes, it
defense
has.
for them, and that's a big turnover.
Big turnover.
So now it's time for the Rockets defense to come back and help out.
That hurt, but a lot of time left, and like you say, up until the last drive, really, Blanchester has not been moving the ball that well. So we'll see if we can go right back to
See if we make an
what
adjustment.
we were doing.
Say we need to watch the field and see where Trenton Kozlowski is at. It's been the favorite target here for Braden Sipple. But at the
The guy
same
that's
time,
been pretty quiet is Bryce Highlander. I expected him to be.
he's not been on the field a whole lot tonight.
Had 2 touchdowns last week and over 100 yards receiving.
What surprised me to see the ball go to Houston, which it does.
Yep, Houston up the middle, and he has maybe a 4 or 5 yard gain on first down.
Looks like number 69 there, Hayden Mattis for the Rockets. I wouldn't be surprised here if we see Coach Mulva. He'll choose to run that ball quite a bit to his tailback, Gage Houston.
Cody Kidd, a sophomore, out in front blocking for Houston. .750, the clock is moving. Sipple over talking things over with the coach as he trots back out onto the field.
Blanchester's clearly in no hurry here. I'd say they'll use as much of their play clock as they can. As it stands, the play clocks here at Northeastern tonight were malfunctioning, so he's got to take his best guess.
Sipple again to throw deep, and it's incomplete over the head of his intended receiver. That actually was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, and they're going to call a penalty on CNE.
Oh, man.
Pass interference?
Yeah, that's what it appears.
When he threw that ball, I thought it was going to be way overthrown, and it actually ended up very close.
That was Chris Jenkins on coverage there, and he's going to get hit with a pass interference. I guess we won't really comment on that a whole lot, but that ball was pretty deep. Your fans here at Northeastern are not fans of that call.
Yeah, honest difference of opinion.
You really thought the back judge there was on the end line with a really good view of the play, a good profile view of it, and he passed on it.
Well, the good thing is it's not pro rules, and the ball's not down at the 1 yard line.
No, it's not.
It's only a 10-yard penalty.
Regardless, that's a rough penalty there.
Yeah, it is.
And I thought the guy who had the better view of it decided to pass. The side judge was 15 yards behind that play and threw the flag.
Adam Frump, slot left. As Sipple hands the ball again to Houston, and that time not a whole lot.
21 Houston with the carry.
J.J. Stricker and Hayden Mattis leading the way in that tackle. And again, Coach Mulva Hill likes to see that clock roll.
He might have got a yard on the play before he was hit and driven back. We'll see where they spot it. Yeah, maybe got a half a yard, it looks like. So it's second down and 9.5, let's call it. Clock continues to move. Plenty of time, 6:48.
Logan Podorf is off the field for the Rockets. Right now, you'd think he won't be long, he checks in. Jacob Gravers moved out into that end spot while Logan's out.
On a 2nd and 9. Sipple calls a timeout.
Tries a hard count, and it didn't work that time.
Timeout called. Wildcats.
So the Wildcats call a timeout, and will take it with 6:18 left to go in the game. 22-19, Blanchester leading. Well, maybe the biggest test of the night for the Clermont Northeastern defense. Jeff Seibert bringing you the play-by-play. Alex Cunningham along with me from Clermont Northeastern. 22-19, Blanchester with the lead in the ball. 2nd and 9. And the Rockets hoping this defense can step up. Hand off to Houston. Rather, Sipple keeps it. And he goes forward for a few yards, but shy of the first down. It'll be third down, and this is going to be
Braun.
two down territory. So
For sure, and they're going to take every second off the clock. Keegan Braun comes in from the corner and makes that tackle on Braden Sipple.
you have to feel like if Blanchester gets it in the end zone here, this could be putting the icing on the cake.
This is a
There's still a lot of time, but
big stop.
That's going to be tough.
We'd love to see the Rockets force a turnover here.
Well, they did it last week, right in this same area of the field. They forced a fumble, and I think J.J. Stricker is the one that forced the fumble, or he recovered the fumble as they handed off up the middle, and there's a touchdown for Colt Conover. Colt Conover runs it over the right side, and the Blanchester Wildcats have now burst out in front.
Make the score.
It is now, well, it was 22. It's now 28-19. So that was a yard run. How many yard run for Conover?
About 6 yards on that run.
6 yard run. And the score comes with 5:31 left to go in the game. And now Clermont Northeastern will be forced to score twice.
It looks like Blanchester's going to come out and try to go for two here to make it an 11-point game.
And that is going to be 2 points for Conover. Colt Conover runs it in for the 2-point conversion as well.
A little misdirection there, the direct snap to Colt Conover.
And it is now 30-19. Blanchester with the lead. So now all Northeastern has to do is score a touchdown, get a stop, and score another touchdown.
It's definitely, but as fast as Northeastern has scored at times, it's not a stretch to do that.
Oh, I think it's a possibility.
Okay, so again, I'm going to zoom in on the officials. There's an oddity going on now. That was a bit of an interesting play there. It was a direct snap to Colt Conover. It looks like there's some conference going on whether or not that's a legal play. So they're still haven't broke that huddle. So, Jeff, as we stand by here, I was just talking to you a minute ago. If you look to the right of the press box, there's a Mercy Health sign on the school. I'm sure a lot of folks in the community are aware, but there's going to be a health clinic opening up for students and community members. It's a partnership of Mercy Health and the school. That's a place that even students can go check in if they need health care, as well as community members can go in, similar to like an urgent care. It's in some of those former home ec rooms there on the end of the building here by the stadium. It's a pretty cool thing that the school's been able to put together in a partnership with Mercy Health. It's not something we had here in 75, was it?
No.
Was there no health clinic there?
Nope. But we did beat Western Brown 75-0.
Well,
that was the first year Western Brown had football. I think that might be the biggest win ever, point-wise.
So it looks like they're saying it's all good. No signal from the officiating crew on what happened there.
And Bryce Sipple will again kick it off for the Wildcats, and the Rockets were wanting to get some decent field position this time. Sipple gets it away. To Jenkins on the return, a crease, and there he goes. Up the sideline.
That's Damian Kistler on the return.
Kistler, and he's run out of bounds in Blanchester territory at the 45. They needed that.
Let's see Damian Kistler get the ball in his hands on this offensive set.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's received a pass.
We go in spurts where we don't say his name a whole lot, but when we do say his name, good things are happening. So let's see if Northeastern can capitalize on that big return by Damian Kistler and do something with it here and put in a quick score. We don't have a whole lot of time at our advantage here.
Whoever made that play came over and made the tackle, but had he not made that tackle when he did, Kistler could have been gone up the sideline.
I think that was on the tackle. I think it was the kicker, Bryce Sipple.
So 1st and 10 for the Rockets. Fake handoff, and now they swing it out. It's complete to, I think that's
Mott, Jacob
Jake
Mott.
Mott.
A little swing pass. Jacob Mott comes out of the slot and catches that ball. Is that good for a first down? It is.
Just like that, the Rockets have the ball at the 36-yard line of Blanchester. Critical to get a touchdown fairly quickly to give yourself enough time.
You'd love to get it with more than 4 left. The Rockets split 4 receivers.
Back to throw, and they throw it to Jenkins. Blockers out in front.
The screen pass gets the ball out to Chris Jenkins, and he runs it for about 15 yards. Looked like the tackle there was led by number 63.
Looked like sophomore Brad McIntyre lined up as a wide receiver on this side on the sideline. He was one of the blockers out in front.
That screen play's worked a few different times where you just get the ball into space to a kid with some speed and let him do something with it.
I think that's McIntyre again out on the left wing.
It's
wide
Krug.
receiver. Oh, Krug, I'm sorry. Throw over the middle, picked off. No, it isn't.
Dropped
He dropped it.
That should have been picked off. That was a dangerous pass there by
Jason Allison there on the coverage. He juggled it and then dropped it. So a big break for Clermont Northeastern.
That was a sigh of relief, Jeff. I got a little nervous there. That was in his hands.
So it is second down, or is it third down?
That's going to make it second and 10.
Second down. Second down and 10.
Angus Krug splits wide left. Logan Podorf wide left. Jacob Mott in the backfield.
Amon looking, firing. It's caught down in the end zone. No,
it's not.
Incomplete. Incomplete. That looked like that was a complete pass, but they say it's incomplete. Podorf there on the reception, or near reception.
I think Logan had as good of a gripe there for maybe a pass interference as we did on the previous possession there for Blanchester. But such is life. It's 3rd and 10.
Clock stops with 4:32 left in the game. Amon trying to get in the end zone. Pumps. Now throws the other side. Wide open.
Intercepted.
And it's intercepted.
Number 7 again, Adam Frump.
Adam Frump, his second interception, the third time Amon has been picked tonight. And with 4:25, Rockets down by 2 scores. Blanchester will get the ball back with an opportunity to run off much of the clock if they can get some first downs.
So with the Wildcats up 30-19. I'd like to see the Rockets turn up a lot of pressure here. We need to get that clock to stop, but I would say Coach Mulvihill's going to run that ball as much as he can right now.
Eternal optimist. We're looking for a turnover. Sipple coming down the near side, and it's incomplete.
Sipple's pass intended for number 20.
Well, that's what the
Trying to
Rockets
get it to
want
Blake
see.
Richard.
Blake Richard is incomplete on the coverage number 1.
Defended there, Landon Amon on the defense.
Second down and 10.
The good
And
news is it
stops the
clock's to stop.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of surprising, although they're pretty deep in their own territory.
Well, for an offense that doesn't go under center very much at all, if you run that spread shotgun formation, you live with it. And it looks like they're going to go to the Wildcat here. Conover will be as a pistol.
It looks like Conover with it,
Number
but
6, Conover
not
with
much
the
of a
run.
gain.
Looks like a loss, actually. They're going to take it back to the 1. Some of the Rockets were hoping to see the safety call
Loss
there.
of 2 on the play.
Now it's
It'll be on
third
the
down and
1-yard
about
line. Looks
10.
like J.J. Stricker getting in there.
J.J. Stricker stuffing him there. You'd love to see the line get a big, serious stop here. Get a punt and or even better, a safety. But that's going to have to start with pressure. That line making penetration and beating him at the line of scrimmage. So let's see what Jacob Graver and his crew can do on the defensive line to make a stop here. Again, they're in the pistol.
Jumping on the line and the penalty marker, and that's going to probably be encroachment against Clermont Northeastern.
It'll still be 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
There'll be an encroachment on the defense.
3.5 minutes exactly left in the game. 30-19, Blanchester with the lead. And again, next week, the Bethel Tate Tigers come here for the 3rd of the 3 home game stretch. Then the Rockets go on the road 2 weeks, and then they're back home against Williamsburg for the regular season finale before playoffs.
Again, the Wildcat formation.
3rd and 5. And that's going to be a 1st down for Blanchester. Well, or is it?
Might be a yard short. No, they moved the chains up.
Yeah, I thought it was, and then it looked like, well, maybe not. But yeah, 1st down for Blanchester.
So shovel pass there, or the forward pitch from Colt Conover out of the pistol formation.
And now the clock is moving, and we're getting down to 3 minutes.
Angus Krug was on that stop for the Rockets. So again, we'd like to see some pressure dialed up here. Blanchester letting as much run off the clock as they can.
As again, that looks like Colt Conover, who's suddenly been getting a lot of the calls here for Blanchester. He gets ahead for maybe 3 or 4 more yards.
Jacob Graber and Andrew McIntosh in on the stop for the Rockets.
That's an 8-yard gain for Colt Conover.
The Rockets will call a timeout there. And we'll step right away.
One to Pador for 11 yards. Heyman threw another one to Pador for 27 yards, and then he threw a 13-yard pass to Chris Jenkins. And that's the Clermont Northeastern scoring. Jenkins also added a point after off one of the touchdowns. So that's the scoring for CNE.
No, I think when you look at the game and where we're at right now, overall, we've kept the scoring lower. 30 points is still a lot. But you haven't seen that prolific offense that Blanchester showed last week. We've slowed them down quite a bit, but just some costly mistakes for the Rockets. Numerous opportunities in the red zone that we couldn't capitalize on. You'd like to see us have a chance to get a couple of those back.
Colt Conover again on the call. This time he's up across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Another 1st down for Blanchester.
Damian Kistler.
Well, one of the big problems in the game, or bad things, is the turnovers.
Sure. 3
interceptions. Take those out of the mix, and we have a different game here. So 30-19, Northeastern offense, other than that, has played well. Their defense has played, I think, well. 30 points is, like you say, a lot of points to give up, but to this team, it hasn't felt like 30 points.
No. Here at the end, a couple quick ones. The clock rolls down to about 2 minutes.
And they just keep giving the ball to Colt Conover.
Conover with the carry.
Again, what you're seeing now is really the offense that Blanchester featured last year, where you saw Colt Conover in the Wildcat, and it was a running game. They didn't have Braden Sipple with them. Now that they've, with different personnel, changed their staff, but really looking like the Wildcats of 2019.
Well, 2 minutes exactly left in the game. Northeastern's record will go to 1-1. Blanchester will go to 2-0. This is the first loss for a new Rocket head coach Steve Thompson.
As the game concludes, we will be bringing you at least a portion of the band's post-game concert. We'll just keep the stream going on for that. As they're on the end zone here to the west side of the east side of the stadium, getting ready to come on for their post-game show.
Well, it looked promising in the third quarter when CNE took the lead.
You really got to look back at the third quarter as some squandered opportunities. We did take the lead, but then a couple stops there, just a few possessions, a few plays you'd like to get back.
Well, I think that's usually the case. When you lose a game, you can look back and if we'd have done this, if we hadn't done that.
Braden Sipple back in.
And they give it to
Adam Frump.
Frump around the left end. He's been the guy that's been a thorn in the Rockets' side all night tonight.
Yeah, I'd say he's their defensive player of the game at this point.
Also caught an 11-yard touchdown pass.
So Hayden Mattis on that tackle for the Rockets.
Scoring for Blanchester, Frump got an 11-yard pass from Sipple. Highlander, a 5-yard pass from Sipple. Zeka with an 18-yard pass, and then Colt Conover with a 6-yard run. So all 4 touchdowns from Blanchester scored by different players. And of course, Braden Sipple had a hand in 3 of the touchdown passes, of course. 1 touchdown run by Conover. Minute 5 left. Again, a run over the middle. They're just trying to run out the clock, and we're under a minute, and the clock continues to move.
33, Brian Brewer, I believe, on that run for Blanchester.
So we'd like to thank you for joining us tonight. You can tune in to CNE RocketCast throughout the week. Alex puts on various features on there, and you can also watch the game again.
We had one
relatives that missed it, the players can watch it.
Correct.
Final play of the game coming up right here, in all likelihood. As a snap and a handoff. Looked like Houston into the middle of the line. And 11 minutes, 11 seconds, 11.4 seconds left. Did the CNE Rockets? No, they didn't. Now the clock's moving again. Thought maybe they called a timeout. 1 second, and that's the ball game. The final score, the Blanchester Wildcats win 30-19 over the Clermont Northeastern Rockets. Like I say, the Rockets record goes to 1-1. Blanchester goes to 2-0 in the SBAAC National Division. Rockets 0-1 in the division. Blanchester 1-0. Again, next week we'll be playing the Bethel Tate Tigers. It'll be here at Clermont Northeastern. We'll be on the air with a pregame show at 6:40 next Friday night. Alex, any other comments?
No, I think that's about it. We'll be turning it over here in a minute. We'll keep the stream going on as the band will take the field in a few minutes. Jeff, I appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the lead on the play-by-play. We'll get to ride on your coattails. We appreciate your time, and we thank everyone for joining us in the broadcast. I won't shut it down.